Yeah, we should be good now. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Wendy, what it do? Money Mitch. You can hear me now, right? So look, y'all. I've been watching. So I went back. What's up, Kenneth? And I was just looking at some of your interviews. And come on. I feel disrespected, to be honest, y'all. I feel disrespected, y'all. For real. I'm the motherfucking loudest voice on this internet from Baltimore. And authentic. Niggas know me from the streets, from prison to jail, just in general. And they go find. I don't even know where they found this guy. They go find this guy that nobody knows. His stories all sound made up. His numbers don't add up. Yo, the nigga said he was getting a brick, breaking it down into nickels, dimes, and 20s, and selling it by himself, yo. Hey, yo, the nigga said, he said he was getting bricks, breaking them down, nickels, dimes, and 20s, and selling it himself, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I'm just sitting back listening to this nigga like, yo, this is crazy. Then, and I know he's a fan of the channel, so he see me talking about it. So y'all remember, Kenneth, I know you was here. Remember how I was talking about how the street shifted from H to Fetty Wap? Who remember that conversation? I did a whole video on it. As a matter of fact, I got a whole video on it talking about the opioid epidemic. That's on my page. And this was me explaining the shift in the streets. This nigga talking about, yeah, when fentanyl first hit, niggas ain't even want no boy. I'm like, nigga, that's not what happened, nigga. Nigga, when that shit first hit, man, fiends was scared to death of that shit, man. Fuck is he like, the niggas just get on this bitch telling these elaborate ass stories. And anybody that know that been outside will tell you that shit. When that shit first hit, they was scared of that shit, man, cause niggas, that shit was taking niggas out. It wasn't no direct switch like that. That was the whole crazy thing about it, because it went from they were skeptical, they were scared, to, all right, now I don't want it unless it's in there, to now all I want is that. That's what the fuck happened, y'all. I'm just sitting back listening to this nigga tell these wild ass stories. Listen to this nigga telling these wild ass stories. He like, yes, I was outside. No, you couldn't have been outside, bro. Because anybody that was outside will tell you that when that shit first hit, they was scared of it, man. They was scared of it. Motherfucker asked you, yo, I don't want it less than that. They were so scared to the point where they'd be like, yo, I don't want it if it's in there. And then it switched. Like, it was wild. And it happened fast. It wasn't like that shit happened like within a matter of months. It went from I'm scared of it to I want it if it's in there to now that's all I want. Shit was crazy. Like, I'm just thinking about some of the stories he told. Some of the stories he told. Because I watched as much of the interview as I could. Yeah, I mean, it really was pissing me off. It really was pissing me off, for real. Cause I'm like, what the fuck? They just really brought this dude up here that nobody never heard of before today. And he over here speaking like, he even said he was an enforcer. I was an enforcer for my hood. Come on, bro. I know you, man. Bluffing ass nigga. What else you'll say on there? And Can Capone pissed me off, y'all. Because Can Capone reached out to me a while ago, right? I did a video on the paternity Jay-Z's son. You know, when he first came to the net, I did a video on it. Can Capone hit me. Like, yo, you got a line on, yo? I said, man, I know his page. I be talking to him through YouTube. So I hit Joe months later, like, yo, what's up with the interview? Da-da-da-da. No response. Then you bring this, but he keep bringing dudes on this platform that just get stuff from me and then relate it to the world like it's their own. But he won't bring me up there though. Won't bring me up there. He brought King Yellow up there to say that, you know, the whole King Von is the reason for the downfall of Dirt. Everybody that know that started on Keep It G News. Everybody that been over here know King Von being the downfall of OTF and O Block, and the whole thing started on Keep It G News. Now the whole internet saying that nobody never came back and said, yo, man, Keep It G the one that brought that shit to, you know. Never, not once has it happened. Now you got this dude over there talking about how fentanyl hit. I did a video on that shit 3 years ago, man. Explained it in detail from a nigga that was involved. He was somebody that just was on the outside watching. It was way different when you was in the middle of it. I'm trying to tell you, it was crazy. It was crazy. Watching young money getters or bad females turn to motherfucking dope fiends. That shit was crazy, man. For real. It was some shit. It fucked your head up because we came up because our parents got high, so we came up knowing to stay away from hard drugs. But they trick people by putting it into a fucking capsule. So now we ain't looking at it like dope. You understand? We looking at it like an e-pill. You know, niggas always pop e-pills, but that was the play. That's how they got us. And I seen a lot of good people fell behind that shit. A lot of people that was getting money turned to dope fiends, and girls that was looking good turned to fiends, and yeah. All that shit came from over here, man. He can't explain that no better than me, because I was there. Like, you can listen to how he's telling the story, like, oh, you wasn't outside, bro. Ain't no way, yo. You wasn't outside. Look, Trey, Tari, am I lying? Yo, when Fetty Wap first hit, was the fiends not scared of it? They was scared of it, yo. This motherfucker get online talking about, yeah, when it first hit, it made boy obsolete. No, yo, not at first. At first they was scared to death. They ain't want to touch it. And it was in liquid form when it first hit. It first hit in liquid. Then it turned into powder. Like, yeah, man, that shit pissed me off watching, yo, man. I say, damn, Kane, I've been reaching out to you for months. And you bring this guy on that nobody never met before. History don't check out. It ain't been a person in the comments yet that said, oh, yeah, I remember y'all used to get money with yo. That shit pissed me off. Y'all feel disrespected. But it's just proof. Yeah. It's just proof that, yo, these guys are created. That's all it is, y'all. It's just proof of what I've been telling y'all the whole time. These guys, like a Charleston White, and they not organic. They're created, man. They're given to us. You feel me? These people on these platforms, I don't even think they got the ability, for the most part, to just bring up whoever they want to bring up. No, they get sent people through the industry or through whatever channel would come. The federal government, CIA, I don't know how they get them. But they ain't organic. Because if you're going to bring anybody on your platform to speak about the streets of Baltimore, it should be fucking me. or somebody that really was in them. Yeah, man. I used to be up lanes. You see what I'm saying? Like, prime example. Niggas don't know yo, man. Like, niggas know me from east to west Baltimore, man. Uplands, North and Longwood, Park Heights, Preston Street, like all around. Niggas don't know yo, man. He just popped up out the blue. You feel me? No real history, no background, no nothing. Man, I ain't gonna lie, yo. And then look, and I know he watched my channel, cause listen to this. Where my phone at? Listen to this shit, Kendall. Listen to this shit right here. This shit came straight from Keeping G News. You can't even debate this. This shit came straight from Keeping G News.
Hey, this is Richard Bazzi for the Ford King. What do you get when you have a promotion called... Sometimes when I'm out there, I gotta...
Listen to this.
From the guy, shooting somebody to death on the corner to the city worker, just, it smells like shit. We got 5 dead ones in here. Like, that's a good point. It's just nothing. Yeah. It's nothing. You're right, Johnny. You're right. Yeah. Let me build on that before we move from that. Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps Baltimore very respectful as well. Let me give you an example.
Listen to this, y'all. This came straight from me. Ain't no way he made this same analogy. No way, no how. Listen to it.
Shit, we got 5 dead ones in here. Like, that's a good point. It's just nothing. Yeah. It's nothing. You're right, Johnny. You're right. Yeah. Let me build on that before we move from that. Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps Baltimore very respectful as well. Let me give you an example. Because for the true G's, you could be coming into the store, right? And I'm walking out. I'm going to hold the door for you. If I bump into you, I'm going to say, excuse me. Because the one underlying thing with Baltimore is that you can die anytime. You don't know who's a gangster. You don't know who got it on them. None of that. So you always want to be, unless when it's go time, it's go time. If you say, Carl, these guys down here on our block, blah, 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 we got a mission we're going to do, that's that. But what I'm saying is just in everyday life, it's a certain level of respect that Baltimoreans have for each other because we always know there's a chance that you can die. Yeah. You cut somebody off in traffic, somebody might...
Yo, how many times I said that? How many times did I say on this platform that one of the differences I learned by living in Pittsburgh now is, that Baltimore is built on respect. And I use that exact same analogy because that's what I realized. Like out here, you'll be coming into a door, and motherfucker close that bitch on you. Let it close. In Baltimore, niggas know that shit can get fatal. Just that. Just not holding the door for a motherfucker. So it's a certain level of respect that's required in Baltimore. Like, niggas hold the door for you, because they know if you let that bitch close, that shit can turn into something. Damn, bro, what the fuck, you ain't see me? How many times I said that on this platform, y'all? How the fuck this nigga get up that bitch and just copy the same analogy as me and use it in the same context of respect? Come on, bro. That shit came straight from Keeping G News, yo. Because out here, they don't do that. And I noticed that. Like, I'd be walking behind somebody and they just let the door close. Like, God damn, bro. And I had to catch myself a few times realizing I ain't home. They ain't moving off the same principles that we moving off of home. So I can't react in the same manner. Oh, come on, bro. What the fuck was that, man? How many times I said that, yo? That nigga sat back and repeated everything I just said. It's like they brought this nigga along to, like, I don't know, yo. Like, I don't even know how to characterize it, yo. But the shit's strange. strange as a motherfucker, yo. When I'm hearing this nigga speak about the same shit that I've been speaking about for however long, and I don't get no interviews, and you just bring him out the blue. Let me use your truck. And you just bring him out the blue, and he get we doing it. It's a bitch. Oh, all right. And they just bring him out the blue, and he on every motherfucking platform. I'll be back right there. All right. Yeah, that shit. That's just a little strange, man. It's a little odd, man. Nigga talking about he was motherfucking getting. He was getting motherfucking a whole brick and breaking it down into nickels and dimes. Nigga, stop fucking lying, nigga. How long it's gonna take to sell a whole brick and nickels and dimes, nigga? Now you gonna go to jail before you finish that shit. By yourself, without no team? Yo, the man said he was selling bricks. Breaking them down in nickels and dimes by himself without a team, yo. Must have done a lot of running around. The fuck? The fuck you ain't said you ain't sold no halves, no else's, no nothing. Just nickels and dimes. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. This nigga lying, man. Bluffing ass nigga, man.
Might shoot your car. You step on somebody's shoe, somebody might blow your head off. So it's always a level of, you know what I mean? Like real gangsters don't.
It's like prison.
Yeah.
Jail and prison are really like that. It's like, hey, are you using the phone?
You understand?
Because I can go after, no big
Right.
deal. Like
No big
everybody's
deal.
like, because you try to avoid that shit.
Right.
Because it can pop off in an instant.
Because it's going to be that easy. And of course, remember, Maryland isn't an open carry state. You know, so it's different than.
And look, I'm glad you brought up the wire. Cause then he say, you know, street niggas ain't really know the wire was going on. Yo, that is a fucking lie, bro. If you was really outside, you knew they was filming the wire because they had fucking streets blocked off, my nigga. They had streets blocked off. It was on the news. If you was really outside, it was streets blocked off that you couldn't go down to because they was fucking filming. The whole city knew when the wire was filming, man. I sat there and said, hey, like he was so immersed in the streets that he didn't even know they was filming the wire. Man, he had to be doing a lot of running around, yo, to break down the brick and nickels and dimes, man. The fuck, how long it took you to sell that? The fuck, they said a week. Yo, this shit is comical, yo. But I started getting mad toward the end.
Carry state. You know, so it's different than other, states that have open carry rules. No, so you don't know who got it on them. Mm-hmm. You know, it'd be the old man in the chicken box spot. You done walked away, old man, but the whole time, he an old school gangster. And he been waiting for something like this to happen from one of you young knuckleheads to try him. You know, so it's just those type of things to happen in Baltimore.
So gun dealing is an industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you can't have it on you. It's like New York.
Yo,
so you can make money selling guns and shit.
Listen to his drug selling days, life in the streets. That's the funny part. See, yo, he's good at. I think he's like like one of them house managers. You know how some people go to rehab and then they end up becoming a house manager. I think that was his avenue. So he's good at relaying, the drug world, from a fiend perspective. But he's trying to talk about it from a getting money street nigga perspective. Yo, that's where you went wrong at, bro. Cause that ain't, your story don't check out. Your story don't check out.
He was growing like into a political figure in Baltimore.
Wow.
So
you didn't come up under him in the drug
past now, but he was growing.
Listen to this.
Like, so while he was in jail and still bumping his head, I was still out because the name Barksdale means a lot in Baltimore,
Right.
And then I'm like, then I talked to my big brother, Fat Tater. He like, yeah, man, that's about my family, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, yeah. And then, but at this point, Fat Tater had already changed his life, so I was blessed to have somebody who went through something on a major level to be able to help me pivot some.
Right.
Like, so while he was in jail and still bumping his head, I was still outside.
Yo, so I think he meant Tater through like one of them drug rehabilitation programs. But he's acting like he know this nigga on some street shit. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, y'all not even on the same level. Like he acting like he knows yo on some street shit, but he don't. I think he met him going through them programs, cause yo was doing the Safe Street shit. They might have collabed a few times or something. You feel me? But he's using this man's name, who's dead by the way, so he can't refute any of this. And he's making it seem like he's trying to use his name to bump himself up. But that's not actually what was going on, yo. If you listen to the story.
Making my own name and doing what I was doing. But it helped to have somebody who was like in that atmosphere of change, because he was growing, man. He passed now, but he was growing like into a political figure in Baltimore.
Wow.
So
That nigga was never growing into no motherfucking political figure, man. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, yo, we gonna keep it real? Political figure? Like, yo, you sitting on this bitch, like, niggas know. I ain't even gotta say nothing. If you from Baltimore, you know.
So you didn't come up under him in the drug game?
right.
Okay, so you just knew him after he had already changed his life.
No, so I
Yeah.
knew him in the drug game.
Okay.
So what I say is this: he had went to prison. He had came home.
For real though.
And so I knew him from as a little boy, but then he went to prison. Then he came home. Then he started getting his life together.
Listen to him.
But it was still a time in between. And even with him exiting the game, he still had the knowledge and experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the street, because he's older than me, of course. So he would, like, boy, look, if that's what you're going to do, then I'm going to tell you, when you're cutting that like that, make sure you do this like that. You know what I mean? Boy, look, if you're going to do this, then, you understand what I'm saying? It's like he didn't want to see me fail, because he knew that what he gave me, I would give to somebody else. Like right now, he would be so proud. Hey, man, you sitting with Johnny? You know what I mean? Like, boy, you doing interviews? Because he wrote a book. He actually has a book. I'm going to get you a copy of it.
Yo,
it's called...
he wrote a book in 2000. Look, hold up, y'all. Yo, he wrote a book in 2011. That kills his whole street narrative. Baltimore called book.
Baltimore Carl, who is now a drug counselor, is preparing a book about his life. It will detail his experiences on the streets of Baltimore.
The fuck is the name of that fucking book? Look, yo, they got a whole story for this nigga, y'all. Look at this shit, y'all. Like, oh, this is crazy what they doing, y'all. Like, you can tell this shit is... It's some bullshit behind it. A former major drug operator in Baltimore, who is now a drug counselor. Like, are they making a whole... Like, who is this nigga, y'all? Like, are they making a whole storyline for this dude, man? Keep telling y'all, yo, it's the YouTube police program. Look, Carl Douglas. Is that his name? The Baltimore Principles. Look at this shit. Unless it's not him. Published date 2011. That's not him.
Growing up Barksdale, he talks about everything, because the why didn't put everything in there about his family, of course, because those police and the news reporter, they were doing cruddy. They were working together and they were doing cruddy stuff. See, that's what they didn't put in there. They weren't working. If you think about the show, think about Minority. He was doing a lot. All of them, they was doing cruddy stuff, illegal things to acquire certain information and everything else. Yeah. So he was exposing that, and he would talk about that. Like, yeah, man, like they making it seem like
exactly, yo.
Just...
Like, yo, and I think this guy just read Don Diva magazines, yo. Yeah, man, he read a history on like some of these drug dealers and shit like that, yo. But his story is fugazi.
Doing that job, but no, in reality, they were doing a
Yeah,
lot
he heard the
more.
stories, y'all.
You know,
The police.
The police.
Yeah, who are super corrupt, obviously, in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Did you experience any of that? Like
Oh, man.
blatant police corruption when you were hustling?
Every day. Yeah, man, we used to call them the cruddy whites. You know what I mean? Like, man, look, what, like, the gun trace task force, the disgrace Baltimore City Police unit.
Which they also did a show about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What was that? John Bergenthal, right? Yeah, he's a great actor.
John
man.
Bernthal, yeah.
Bernthal, right. So they didn't depict all of the stuff that they was doing, man. These guys were like some of the worst, but that's the nature of police, though. I mean, I think there's so many police, units that still operate in the same way that they are all across the nation. It's just that they were so corrupt that they got caught up for it. But yeah, man, what?
Well, were they robbing drug dealers?
Robbing, killing, doing.
I want to get this
you out here making money, but you ain't gotta go to jail tonight.
I want to get to his drug.
I was a late bloomer.
Here we go.
Mentioned through the street.
Now y'all remember what he said on Vlad, right? Now listen to his story. His first story he told. Niggas all over the place, man.
Guess what? Johnny will never be heard from again. Yeah, man, they was murder for hire, man. Murder.
Police where they were making just people disappear too.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is gangster shit. That is gangster shit.
Yeah,
so let's talk about
How you gonna talk about the gun trace task force and don't talk about Sean Suter, man? How you gonna talk about the gun trace task force and don't mention Sean Suter? You know what I mean? How you don't mention that? How the fuck does that slide between the cracks? Because if I was up that bitch and their name came up, that'd be the first thing I talk about. Motherfucking Sean Suter, man, was scheduled to testify on them boys and got killed, man. And they blame that shit on the fucking community. Locked the whole neighborhood down for 2 weeks. People couldn't. They was making people. They was checking IDs for people going out their house, and the whole time, this imaginary figure with Adidas sweatpants on never even fucking existed.
her ascension through the street.
Got killed the day before he's supposed to testify on them police, man. Yeah, he know he lying, yo. You know he lying. Right. Like, yo, you cannot mention, that's the first thing that you supposed to talk about.
When did you jump off the porch?
I jumped off the porch. I would say kind of late. I was a late bloomer.
And what kind of family too? Did you have a family selling drugs, hooked on drugs? Like,
Yeah.
what was home life like?
So I jumped off the porch when I probably was about 16.
Which is late.
Yeah, late. Yeah, in relative
For
terms.
Baltimore,
Yeah,
yeah.
for Baltimore, right. In Baltimore,
Dang.
I had friends outside 11, 12,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So growing up, my mom, she had passed from drug abuse. She was a heroin addict. And she had actually, she shot needles. So she had OD'd, and my grandmom had found me in the house like 2 days later after she had already passed. So then my grandmother raised me. My grandmother, she was a hustler. Like,
Yeah,
my
that's a
grandmother,
bit.
she actually like sold loose cigarettes, hot plates, frozen cups, candy, whatever it was. So I grew up in a house
What
that
neighborhood
was
was
essentially.
this, though, y'all? So your grandma was the candy lady. Like, you should be able to say what neighborhood that is, and people should be like, oh, yeah, hell, I remember that. I remember Miss such and such. Everybody remember the candy lady, man.
A store. So it taught me supply and demand, how to count, because somebody can come with a 20 and they want something that's, $1.70. I got to make sure that change right. I ain't give them more. I ain't give them less. So my mom passed. My father had a history of addiction. My grandmother had 3 kids total. My mom was the oldest, and she had a daughter and a son. They both had their own addiction issues as well. So coming up in the house, I just learned how to hustle, and that could be applied to anything. My first plug was my great grandmother. She gave me like 3 pounds of weed. Now, the thing with the weed was this: she had a flood, right? I think she had about 3 floods, and it was in a plastic bag. And I think it just sat, it just kept like, like over, I don't even know how long. I remember when she told me, she said, I got this weed. Do not tell your grandmother about it. I'm in high school at this time, right? And she like, cause I'm like,
how old is your great grandmother at this point?
Who knows, man? Like,
40. I'm just kidding.
Maybe 50. I don't know, man. She was old school. Yeah, this was back when
Most people have never met their great grandmother.
Oh, okay.
She's the plug. She's putting you on.
Yeah, man. And I took the weed, and I'm talking about. I don't know what happened to this weed. I know what she told me, but I know it was no THC on it. And I knew at that time I smoked, and I had smoked massive blunts of this, and it would never get me high. So I don't know if she had it for years or whatever it is. Like, cause it wasn't as if like I was working for her. It was just one day I was over her house, and I was just like, man, I'm in high school. I'm like, man, I need some money, blah, blah, blah. And she just came with an idea. Well, look, I got this. If you could do anything, you could take all of it. You can do anything with it. Is your
out of here with I swear, I'm telling y'all, it's a YouTube federal program, y'all. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm telling you, where do they find these guys at? It's they are you cannot get on this internet and organically make it to these platforms. I don't believe it, y'all. That shit, the chances is slim to none. You gotta come through one of these channels, man. I don't know the channels. I don't know if CIA, FBI, witness protection. I don't fucking know. But based off of this, we know something ain't right. This nigga came out of nowhere. He got 300 followers on fucking YouTube. Instagram, he probably got 1,000. How the fuck did he make it to these platforms, man? And why is he telling all these elaborate ass lies? That if you from Baltimore, you know they lies. And this, that's what I'm saying. They could have interviewed Sosa, y'all. Sosa got one of the most compelling and sad stories ever. You heard me? Like, if they just wanted a story, that's the guy to go to. That's the guy to go to. But no, they don't want him because he's organic. They want to create these niggas.
He just came with an idea. Well, look, I got this. If you could do anything, you could take all of it. If you could do anything with it, it's yours. Don't tell your grandmother, though. My grandmother wouldn't have went for that. I took it. I did what I could. I talked to some of the OGs around the way. They said spray it with some alcohol, with some Jack Daniels, actually. I did it. I sold enough of it just to be able to cop like an ounce of.
People had runs, yo. Like, it ain't no having Baltimore on lock. You might have your side on lock, your area on lock. But it's, especially, like, early on, man, so many niggas getting some money everywhere, yo. Yeah, multiple blocks, getting money. You feel me? Everywhere. I remember the projects was selling weed down on Valley Street. You had Landville and Payson. You had Emerson and Wheeler. This was Bud, Reggie, back in the day. You feel me? Like, you got. I remember, what was that? Baltimore. Was that Baltimore and car that had the fucking e-pills? It was what was that, that had the e-pills back in the day? What's up, Major? Niggas is banging on the e-pills, man, and the Bud.
I did it. I sold enough of it just to be able to cop like an ounce of weed. Right. Remember this back when Reggie was out. Mids. It wasn't no Zai or nothing like that. It was just regular weed.
Mind you, he ain't jump off the porch till he was 17. So we talking like 2000. Jefferson and Rose. I remember Jefferson and Rose had that shit on the Bud. Used to go down there too. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you been outside, you know, this man ain't been outside. And if he was outside, motherfucker would have bumped across him somewhere, at least heard his name, yo. If he was outside to the capacity that he's trying to convince the world that he was, motherfucker would have ran across him, man. Somewhere.
especially on the East Coast. I know on the West Coast they always had hydroponic weed. We didn't have that. We had sticks and seeds and shit now weed. But either way, so I get it. I did what I had to do.
Yo, that's not even true. We had hydro. It wasn't just regular weed back then. You had hydro. You had corn bud. You had motherfucking chocolate tie. You had what's another bud that's extinct right now? Shit. Hydro, corn bud, chocolate tie. You always had purple haze. You feel me? Like it wasn't just Reggie. Wasn't just Reggie, y'all. Arizona came around like 2001, 2002. Sour Diesel came a little later.
And it taught me something.
White Willow. Forgot about White Willow. White Willow was around back then. It wasn't just no fucking Reggie, bro. Blueberry was out back then. What else? You got White Willow, Blueberry, Purple Haze, Corn Bud, Chocolate Tie, Hydro. Yeah, that man just talking, man.
And that breath, like, because remember, I was a late bloomer.
Blueberry
so
was that
16,
shit.
17, that was like the first time that I ever actually sold anything that wasn't stuff that my grandmother had that was like frozen cup cigarettes and stuff like that. But I already knew supply and demand, so I'm like, okay.
White Rhino,
so
I remember
time,
that too.
Passes on. I'm in high school. I get better weed. I'm selling that. I graduate. Then I then get into the streets. So I always had a big cousin who was always in the streets. And
who is it?
when I got
Why you don't mention your big cousin name? Yo, you mentioned Tater name. He ain't even related to you. Ain't getting no money with him. But Big Cuz is basically who you foul behind, but he goes unnamed, unmentioned. Fuck out of here, man. This is what people do when they lying, man. They real strategic about the names that they throw out there and the names that they, keep tight.
to a certain point, I actually went with him where he was at, which was a whole different projects in South Baltimore. And it was kind of like coming a part of a family. He already had a whole setup. All I had to do is go and be a stand-up guy. You understand? As long as I never displayed any weakness, I wasn't a sucker, I didn't make them look bad, I was good. Which is fairly easy for a stand-up guy. Like, just don't be a bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't snitch on nobody. Don't steal nothing. Look out for your brothers. Want for your brothers as you want for yourself. So after becoming part of that,
I guarantee he told on somebody before, y'all. We gotta get his paperwork. Fuck that nigga name. We had a Maryland case search and they probably got this shit locked. I guarantee, yo, we was to really look into, yo, he told on somebody before. Man, you right. If he's up a lot of these places, man, nobody knows this guy, man. Nobody knows him, yo. Like, he's really a creative player, yo. But if he's a creative player, it's just question how many more of these guys are creative players that's on this internet. Is Charles White a creative player? You understand? Like, Ceddy Nash, 1090J, it just make you question all of them. This the first time they done this to our city. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. But now I know this nigga's creative. Yeah, man, because his story don't even check out. No, yo. No, that nigga bluffing, bitch.
My life really started to change on the criminal aspect. And at this time, this one, Fat Tater was still in jail. So I'm not around him at this time.
Exactly.
But I'm learning the game. And as I'm learning the game, I'm excelling. And in hindsight, I wasn't making like tens of thousands of dollars. But what I did have that I think a lot of people never had was power. I had the power from the people I was with that I can make anything happen as far as violence.
Listen to this nigga. Listen to this nigga, yo. My man said, I don't know nobody down. Yo, nobody knows this guy, yo. He said he was down the hill too. He said he was down the hill as well. He said he was down Brooklyn. Yo, nobody knows this nigga, man. Like, he's literally somebody they made. They concocted this dude. So he had power. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
A lot of people never had. in hindsight, I wasn't making like tens of thousands of dollars. But what I did have that I think a lot of people never had was power. You know, I had the power from the people I was with that I could make anything happen as far as violence.
I had the power from the people I was with. So you ain't really have the power there. Even though we all know it's not, none of it is true. But I had power from the people I was with. So you didn't have no power, yo. The people that you were alone, you was fucking defenseless. It's like you tell you had no fucking power. The people that you was with had the power. Bluffing ass nigga. I'm mad, y'all. Y'all just y'all take this personal, y'all. Yo, as much game as I done dropped on this internet, and as real as I've been on this internet, yeah, they go find a fucking guy that nobody knows and make him Baltimore call. Like, yo, just be called, bro. Like, why the fuck you gotta be Baltimore called? Just be called Douglas. Why the fuck your last name is? You ain't gotta throw Baltimore into that shit, bro. You're not a representation of Baltimore. You bluffing.
You know, like it's people that I know who sell a lot of drugs and all that. And they got to pay somebody to do something, or they just chumps. You can put $10,000 on somebody's head and get them gone, but you settling for whatever it is because you're a coward at heart. Mm-hmm. But I, on the other hand, I was in a position where so I might not have making the most money, but I had power and influence.
What was your function in the organization? What was your role?
An enforcer.
Okay.
You know, and a hustler. You know, so
how many people, like, describe this operation, like a typical heroin spot, a typical dope spot. How many lookouts? How many pitchers, runners? People counting the trap, checking the stash.
So,
and how much do they get paid? How does the payment work?
That's a very good question. So, when you're selling dope, man, especially in Baltimore, you're talking about, man, you got people making $30,000, $40,000 a day. You know what I mean? Easy. But I'm talking about.
Yo, what year is this though, y'all? What year are you talking about, yo? You gotta be specific. The niggas ain't making no $30,000, $40,000 a day like that now. Maybe early 2000s, 90s, 80s. You know what I mean? And then, yo, how you do all this and you don't even mention the stick-up boys? Yo, stick-up boys was a thing back then if you was outside. Niggas was coming out. Niggas was getting the shit robbed out of back in the day, bro. She's like, yo, this man is crazy, man.
Then, I don't know what the fentanyl is doing or nothing like that. And I'm not in the streets. But, so let's just say, but it would be weekly pay. All right, so this is how it works.
No.
All right, let's say we made 30,000 a day, right?
The spot,
yeah, right. It would be a weekly pay, so that means at the end of the week. So whoever block it is, they taking whatever they're taking. I'm gonna tell you from the hierarchy down, from the guy who actually has the block, whose stuff it is. Okay, so the guy who run the block, he might be getting maybe about, let's say like $20,000 a week.
I think the nigga from Annapolis, y'all. That's what I think. I think he from, because he said he got locked up out of Annapolis. That's where I think he from, y'all. I think he from Annapolis. I done fucked it up, y'all.
You know, so it seemed like we just calling somebody named Trayvon, but we they taking whatever they're taking. I'm gonna tell you from the hierarchy down, from the guy who actually has the block, whose stuff it is. Okay, so the guy who run the block, he might be getting maybe about, let's say like.
Yeah, and I ain't like that either. I ain't like that either, y'all. Like, then he like that's like some police shit. Like you breaking down. I ain't really like that either, y'all.
Week, you feel me? But out that 20, 10 to 15 is his money a week. 5 or 10 of it goes to the workers. So the guy who runs the block, who's under the guy who's giving him the work, he gets 10,000. All right, so now you got 10,000. So now you're paying. So you might got.
Hey, I think, I think he might be from Hollywood too, right? Straight up, I think he really might be from Hollywood, like he an actor or something, man.
But one hit every day, then you might be alternating. You know, so your hitter is the one who actually, when the people come up with the money, they the one who giving them the drugs. So your hitter might get paid $1,000 a week. You know, so that's about 9,000 left. All right, you want to have about 3 to 4 cornermen. You know, so you'll pay them probably about $1,000 a week.
And a cornerman is what?
A cornerman is somebody who's going to stand on the corner, who's not selling any drugs. He never touches any drugs, but he's making sure that you know when the police is coming. So most blocks got a keyword that you know that the police is coming. So when you yell it out, you're not just saying police. You're not saying 5-0. You might be like,
like, what is he doing, y'all? Like, I don't even like this. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck is you doing, my nigga? The fuck do you even call? Like, yo, why are you doing it?
Trayvon. You know, so it seemed like we just calling somebody named Trayvon, but we actually saying the police is coming. You know,
yeah, that shit don't make sense.
So, all right, so for let's say those 4.
So they split 1,000. Four corner boys split $1,000.
No. Remember, we're making 30 a day. They get $1,000
so
each.
Each of them get 1,000.
Right.
That's really good money.
You want your people to be happy.
Wow.
I'm making $30,000 a day. I can afford to pay y'all this. You know, and then remember, most of these people get high anyway, so
nigga, it's blocks where nigga don't be paying the nigga shit. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? It's blocks where nigga they don't be paying the nigga nothing. Nigga, man, look, I need you to grind it out for me. Grind it out with me for 3 months. Niggas be out this bitch playing the game wrong. Nigga, that shit ain't that simple like that, bro. That shit is not that simple. Hey, yo, he wildin', yo.
Spend some of that 1,000 back with you anyway.
Wow, is that right?
You know what I mean? So you're not just having people who are just like upstanding citizens. No, these are people who are part of the drug game. They get high or whatever like that. But amongst their peers, they are the creme de la creme. I'm making $1,000 a week. So let's just get back to the map. So all right, so the hitter 1,000, the cornerman, because you don't want the cornermen are not on one corner. You got to have them spread out, 4 corners. So one cornerman can yell down the block, you know, Trayvon, and then the other cornerman who hit, he throws it to the block, Trayvon. So now the hitter knows who has the drugs that the police are coming.
And that's what I'm saying with it, yo. Somebody got to know you, bro. One person in the comments said he know him. And he said, yo, I went to school with y'all. All he did was chase weed and girls. Like, that's it. Like, no drug selling, no bricks, no keys, none of that shit he's talking.
Guy who runs the block, you know, he's actually the one who's going to decide how things move from this point. Like, yo, shut it down for now, whatever like that. Like, just go and walk off. Let's go get some lunch. You know, so till it cool down some.
He's the manager.
He's the manager, right. So the manager might get, so the hitter is 1,000. The cornermen, 4 cornermen, they're 1,000. The manager, the guy who run the block, he might get around about 3,000. You understand what I'm saying? A week. You know, and the other 2,000 that'll go to, you know, you got other people. It's miscellaneous money because remember we're on the block, so we might be giving the old lady across.
Yo, for one, yo, who the fuck got time to be doing that? Yeah, I thought that's what we called him too. Time out. But who does this? Like, yo, you sitting there with this bitch breaking down a fucking whole drug operation, my nigga. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Nobody got it. Nigga, I ain't the fuck. What the fuck is you like, yo, seriously though? Like, do you not know that's what's going on right now? Like, yo, why the fuck is you over here breaking down a drug operation, bro? Like, verbatim, you know, this person get paid this much, then you got the hitters, you know, you got the enforcers, you got the motherfucking pack runners, you got the motherfucking, like, yo, what the fuck is you doing, shorty? You wildin'.
Us the streets some money, you know what I mean, to make sure that we can keep some packs in there.
Yeah, for real.
You know, we buying the kids ice cream on the block. You know, somebody come through who whatever. That's just like petty money, petty cash.
Right.
You know, for whatever expenses that might need to happen throughout that block for operations. Remember, you're still feeding people because you got to feed your crew. You know, so when it's lunchtime, everybody getting a chicken box, whatever it is. You know, you want to make sure that you're treating your people fair. fair. That's how they stay loyal, and that's how you keep making 30,000 a day.
So 30,000 a day. How much product is that? Is that like a half a brick, a whole brick?
30,000 a day.
And the crazy thing about it, right? This guy is asking him these questions like he was selling this shit, but he ain't did nothing. So he really just winging it. You feel me? Like, yo, it's like it's comical for real. Like, whoever this guy is that's interviewing him, he's asking him basically like, "Oh, how did you run your operation?" And he don't got the answers because he never ran no operation like this. He's just talking.
Well, it's not a half a brick at all, because remember, it's being cut. Remember, we're talking about having grams of heroin, and this is heroin at the time, not fentanyl. You know, so let's just say a quarter brick, something like that. You know, but the numbers vary,
right?
Because I might got something that I can step on it 10 times,
right?
You know, so now I'm not really using a quarter brick, but it's coming out to that. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so just say it's a quarter. Say it's like 9 ounces of raw heroin. How many bags does that make up after it's stepped on? It's a pretty good product. After you put the mix on it. Yeah, how many transactions is that? $30,000, dude.
Yo, that's a hard question.
It's impossible.
Yeah,
but like,
it's a hard question.
But I mean, okay.
And we're using gel
It
caps.
wouldn't be a hard question if you was the one if you was the man. You know what I mean? If you was the man, you should be able to answer that question, bro. You feel me? Like, you had the bricks, right? You was running the block, right? You should be able to answer that. You know? Off a brick, if we break it down in motherfucking 20s, this is how many pills we have. You know, because you do count the pills afterwards, right? I mean, I would hope you count the pills. You feel me? I mean, I thought that's what niggas did, but I don't know. Maybe niggas didn't.
It's not bags.
Right. So it's the tops, right?
Yeah, it's the gel caps. Like the same gel cap if you was to take a vitamin in, you know, or whatever.
So that's why you say pills.
Pills, right.
Okay. So Cavario, when he put his slang down in Baltimore, he sold New York style. He put it in the bundles, like the 100 pops. Okay. Like $100 gets you 10 bags. So he actually kept him in the little papers.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
maybe that was to maybe that was to differentiate himself.
Right. I don't know. And that's I believe that's how they did it up north. But in Baltimore.
Yo, but why? So why you don't? So if you was outside like that, you would know that Baltimore got our hustle style from New York. If you was from this era and was really outside, you would know that then, yo. You would know that that's where the hustle. That's where our hustling style came from. New York niggas came down, showed niggas how to hustle. It is what it is. You feel me? Then we got the beef with the New York niggas, and we start sending them niggas back up in body bags and shit like that. That's what the fuck happened.
You have what is you have gel caps. You have
the
he
never said it.
Which are the very small ones. Then you have the ones which are like your standard size. Then you have your double O's and your triple O's. Your triple O's are the biggest gel cap you can get, and it's like a horse pill. You know, so imagine the delight of a user who see a pill that big that's filled to the top with premium work. You know, like, man, so I'm telling you, I've seen it. So again, just to get back to your original point, that's the function.
He's ready to go off the rails. I'm telling you, I seen it. I was a police officer for fucking 15 years. It's like, you know how many niggas I booked? That's what he really wanted to say. He really wanted to say, yo, I've been working the fucking narcotics unit for at least 20 years now. I done seen this shit in my own eyes.
If I'm making $30,000 a week and I'm paying people
a day,
$30,000 a day, and that's how people get paid. Plus, you would pay people a daily stipend as well. You know, that's what comes out of that 2,000. Because again, these are users, so they need to go home with some pills so they can get up on time early. Everything. You understand?
See, when niggas was running blocks like that, niggas wasn't getting high off drugs, yo. Now you had some people that use fiends, yo, but for the most part, it was young niggas. And during that time, niggas wasn't taking hard drugs. Niggas was smoking weed, maybe popping e-pills. And before that, it was just weed and alcohol. Like, niggas ain't start taking hard drugs, yo, until motherfucking Percocets and all the fucking pills came out. Cause we grew up knowing that that shit was no good, yo, because our parents was on them motherfuckers. Not perks, but heroin. You know what I mean? Coke, crack, shit like that. So we knew to stay away from them drugs, man. But they trick niggas by putting the same, essentially the same drug in a pill form. And that's how they trick niggas. But niggas wasn't, back then, niggas wasn't selling drugs to fucking buy the same drugs they was selling. Now, if you was selling coke and dope.
So they need to go home with some pills so they can get up on time early, everything. You understand? Because they going to party when they get off.
Right.
But you got to be here at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. Right. You know, that's the difference between heroin and crack. A person can be on dope and have a job for 30 years, go there every day.
Right.
Crackhead ain't gonna hold no job.
That's fascinating. Why? I thought heroin was worse for you. Like, the perception was heroin turns people into unrecognizable, dysfunctional junkies. How is it that crack, which is just cocaine, which is the most used,
yo, they do though,
widely used.
They do think he a representation of Baltimore, bro. Like, his name is Baltimore Carl. How could you not? Like, why? I just don't understand why he named himself that. Yo, nobody calls you that. I mean, you could have just been called, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why you had to put Baltimore at the beginning of your name. Like, you represent Baltimore, yo, because you don't. Niggas don't even know you. You know what I mean? Niggas don't even know you to represent Baltimore, bro. Out of all the people that been in my comments, ain't nobody inbox me. Ain't nobody in the comments like, oh yeah, I used to get money with. Nobody knows, bro. You feel me? Like, yo, this bitch just lying, my nigga. I'm ready to get off.
It's cocaine, which is the most widely used illegal drug in the world, and especially in America. It's cocaine. Crack's just, that in rock form with a bunch of, baking soda in it. Why does that turn a person worse than...
You're wrong, Johnny. Crack cocaine, that's the worst thing to ever happen to the world. Crack cocaine, listen to me. Crack cocaine takes your soul from you. That's why a crackhead will come clean your car, your house for $2, $5, or whatever like that. See, the thing is, what you're saying is, that's based on the physical addiction of heroin. Mm-hmm. See, you'll be sick, you'll be hurt, you can't function if you don't have it. That's what heroin does to you. Crack cocaine is a mental thing. See, when people smoke crack, what happens is, this is the effect of crack. You are now the Flash. You understand me? And it's a very short high. Let me give you an example. When they smoke crack, in their mind, they are moving so much faster than everybody else. That's why they clean your car, wipe your walls down. That's why crackheads will work for you for such a small fee, because when they do crack, it gives them an explosion of not, I won't say strength, but like speed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying like a crackhead run up the street faster than you per se, but you ain't catching no crackhead either.
No.
But what I'm saying is, it's the psychological. When they hit it, it does something to their brain that everybody else is moving slower than them. Mm. That's what I mean by you become the Flash. You know, in the Marvel movies, when you see the Flash or whatever, like, oh, well, Flash is DC. But, when you see the speedsters and everybody else moving in slow motion, but they like, that's what the crackhead experiences when they do crack. And I don't want you to minimize it when you say it's only cocaine with some baking soda. No. Whatever that chemical compound is, man, it does something that most crackheads, right? This is how I go. When they start doing crack, and most drugs, when they start doing crack, they are stuck at the age that they started doing it. They don't grow past that until they can actually quit. I know people got clean in a crack house, because when you're done, you're done. When you hit your rock bottom, you're there, you're done. In my program, if somebody come and say, man, yeah, Johnny, my brother, man, he just dropped me off, I'm just going to come to this program, do this for him. If anybody's trying to be in recovery for anybody other than themselves, it's not going to work. You have to do it for you. Recovery is a very selfish process. You got to put you first. But crack, man, listen, crack is going to take everything from you. I mean, addiction in general. But I'm telling you, in my experience, man, a dope fiend can have a job, hold a job, have a family, everything. But when that crack come in the picture, man, that crack, and some dope fiends don't do crack. Some crackheads don't do dope. You know, but
well, look, I take you're on. I'm speaking to somebody on good authority.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I've just, I do know a lot about the streets just from talking to guys like you, and Cavario told me because he witnessed it firsthand. Like, crack got.
Did anybody vouch for him? Don't keep mentioning Cavario. Like, who the fuck is he? Do anybody know who Cavario is? Hey, we ain't had to start motherfucking putting all these guys to the test. Where he was getting money at? He telling me, yeah, Cavario said. I'm just saying, yo, there was so many other people they could have brought up there, bro. If they wanted a perspective on Baltimore, man. Like, I would like to see them niggas interview Scola or some motherfucking body. Like, it ain't gotta be me. But it's damn sure it shouldn't have been yo. Because nobody even knows he even ever existed. You feel me? Like, then he paint himself out to be a kingpin. Yeah, why he just can't be low-level drug dealer turned house counselor? Oh, I guess that story wouldn't attract as much eyes, I guess. But at least he'd be being real. But Baltimore kingpin is crazy. Baltimore kingpin is crazy, y'all. Act like he was taking over blocks and shit. I see. Hey, bitch, you might be right, yeah. Ain't too many niggas. He sound like motherfucking motherfucking Peanut King or some motherfucking body, man. You heard me? Motherfucking Anthony Jones. He up there with them. You let him tell it. It's a damn shame can't nobody vouch for it, but you just want to solely listen to him. It's crazy, yo. Yo, this shit is crazy. Hold up. Oh, I gotta clean this shit up on my fucking car. Hold on.
Got a lot of people off heroin. And maybe that's bad, but like, Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross told me, he's like, dude, I know smokers to this day that I used to serve back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, that's...
What was the context of what he said?
He's saying crack, again, because we're talking about the unfairness of the crack laws.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Compared to powder cocaine, and my contention, and many people's contention, is those laws are bullshit because crack is just coke in smokable form, and it wears off quickly, so maybe it makes you go get it more. Right. Whereas coke, you can kind of do, it's not as intense, and so it doesn't create the junkie effect so quickly. But on its face, I mean, you could do coke. Coke is disgusting. I've been to labs in Colombia, literally, where I've seen how it's. What is the difference? There's baking soda in Coke a lot of times, or there's gasoline, ethanol. So that's my. Yeah, I really don't like the scare, the fear around crack was something pushed by the white man,
right,
to justify a lot of these like really, really unfair sentences.
See, that was based on, number one, I mean, remember.
That was actually Charles Rangel, the black guy from, Harlem. There's a lot of sellouts in the black community that were responsible for that, for the crack laws too. But anyways.
Right. And Joe Biden had a part in it as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. I believe he was the author of that law when he was a senator.
Yeah,
and then look how karma comes around that now your son, who's been afforded every luxury in the world, is smoking coke.
That's my favorite thing.
That's crazy, right?
Oh God, such sweet karma, dude.
But
the guy seems like a good time though.
Listen, man.
And he's partying with middle-aged hookers. I'm like, this guy's like a normal guy. He's like your everyday American.
Right.
Okay, but let's get back to this real quick. So you worked, so that's a really insane amount of money. Yeah, $30,000 a day.
A day, man.
And that's just one out of, God, how many heroin spots in the city? Dozens, maybe?
Hundreds.
So do you think you were serving, if 30 grand, okay, do you think 200 people a day? Do you think it was hundreds of people that spent that kind of money?
People, hundreds.
So times hundreds, you're talking about like tens of thousands of users that are coming every day.
Easy. And remember, again, just keep in mind that we're talking about capsules. So the capsules are, they're easier for users to use. See, when you're talking about them cellophane bags and all that, you got to pop it open, you got to whatever. See, with a cap, they can just pop it off and dump it down their nose. I've seen that. You know, like, yeah, man. So it's like, it's instant gratification for them. So if I'm a trash man, but I'm a dope fiend. So I'm like, okay, so what I need to do is,
I already did a live on the Vlad interview. We did a live on the Vlad interview already. Yo, that nigga just was saying anything. Yo, literally was just saying anything, yo. Like, shit is fucking crazy. Said his grandma was 55 and he was 17. Nigga. Fucking mother was 20, nigga. Your mother had him at 3. Bluffing ass, goofball ass nigga.
I need to go down there, holler at Johnny and them, get me these 7 pills, you know, that I can do. I'm going to do 3 of them today. I'm going to do 3 of them at the work, and I'm going to have 1 in the morning to hold me out so I can get back to Johnny, and I'm just going to keep on, you understand? And then you got to think, so to get back to our original point that you asked when I was telling you about if I was a rich white guy.
Yo, everybody was saying that, yo. Nobody would see, yo. I think most, you know, because we don't like to really slander our own, for real. So I wasn't even going to say nothing until I start saying them everywhere. You feel me? Now it's like, hold the fuck up now. Alright, niggas let you get away. Niggas let you get away with doing the first interview line. But now you taking this shit too far. Now you going to platform after platform after platform, telling these illicit ass stories and doing deep dives into the Baltimore drug game. And it's like, nigga, you are never even a part of it. And the stories don't make sense. What's up, hey? Yeah, and the stories don't make sense. None of it adds up. So now it's like, who the fuck are you for real? Who are you for real, y'all? And where'd you come from? Niggas probably never even, that nigga had no motherfucking Walk for Peace rally. Like, nigga, who are you, bro? Like, they could have brought Uncle T up here. Uncle T would at least niggas know who he is. You know what I mean?
With a daughter with a habit, and I'm in Wyoming or something like that, right? The thing is that we've seen, the statistics have shown that panhandlers in Baltimore, right? These are not Baltimoreans. A lot of these people are coming from out of state, so they get stuck. Yeah. You know, so now you got somebody like, can I get holding a sign? Can I get $1? Can I get $1? But they're from a whole nother state who came here for treatment, and then they got caught up in the whole mix of what's actually going on as far as the the drug trade.
San Francisco's like that too.
Okay.
Because and a lot of the laws are really lax around using, so you can get caught with as many drugs as you want if you're just a user. Right. So what that does is it brings more drug dealers to the area, like the Tenderloin in San Francisco, and it makes the packages better. So then you have junkies and users from all over the country coming into that neighborhood. It's like a reinforcing cycle. So Baltimore kind of seems similar.
Right.
But anyways, so you've got the manager who's making like $4 or $5 grand a week, and then you've got the guy who owns the spot.
Right. The
guy who's getting the wholesale bricks from the Connect.
Right.
And he's
which to put it in your perspective, right? He would be like from the wire. He would be like a cheese. Remember cheese?
Yeah, Method Man.
Yeah, Method Man. So Method Man would be the guy who's giving the guy who's running the block. Right. You understand? Because those players in the wire, they weren't on the block. Right. You understand? They were bosses.
Right.
You know, the people in the co-op and all that. Right. But those are the ones who's collecting the 30 a day. Those type of people. And then they're going back to the prop Joe and to the, to the meetings and saying, all right, well, this is what I got to put to the re-up or whatever like that. So
is the goal of the drug dealer in Baltimore to become a wholesaler, to really be getting, have connects in South America or Mexico, and then just to be bringing it into the city and be invisible and just hit off guys that have different corners? Or do some guys say, I want to make it my career to own strips because that's where the most money is when I get these chickens and I've put the whack on it?
That's a good question. I mean, it depends on the individual. I mean,
well, in your experience, I guess, like what did you see?
What I'll speak for me, for myself.
Yeah.
Look,
I was the second example that you gave. I wanted to get, every time that I got a brick, I broke it all the way down to nickels, dimes, and 20s. Because that would give.
Yo, you hear this nigga, yo? Nickels, dimes, and 20s, bro. You broke a whole breakdown to nickels, dimes, and 20s. Hold up, he ain't done though.
Me, like such a larger profit margin.
Right.
So I'm not selling ounces. I'm not selling 8 balls. I'm not selling 4.5. None of that.
Is this Coke?
Coke.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I'm talking about Coke.
Yeah.
In particular, hard Ready Rock.
Right.
So for me, I would always do that because it's a lot of peace in the wholesale because you don't have to deal with the street level sales or nothing like that. But it's a lot more treachery when you're dealing with 10 bricks, bring me 50 bricks or whatever like that. But you got
what? Nigga, it's way more dangerous on the motherfucking street level. Nigga, you out this bitch. Yo, this nigga is wildin', yo. Yo said it's more dangerous on an upper scale when you dealing with niggas that got money just like you, as opposed to you having the money and dealing with niggas on the lower level. Nah, I don't agree to that. Fuck no. Nah. I mean, it's dangerous on all levels. But if you want to talk about more dangerous, cause you susceptible. When you dealing in that capacity, you more susceptible to anything. Robbery, murder, extortion, indictments, all that shit.
You got 100 bricks, like, all right, and then you get there, and something happened. In comparison to, what you have, and you're like, okay, well, I can sit on this. It's almost money in the bank. If let's say, if I have, if I take 4 ounces and I make out of that 4 ounces a certain amount of pills, right? Now, when I say pills, they're not in the.
How many pills, bro? How many pills? If you was this big time hustling, you was breaking down ounces and nickels, yo, you should be able to tell a nigga how many pills you gonna bag up. You should be able to relay that to us, man. With ease. Cause you done it so many times.
Gel caps. I'm talking about 1212s. Like if you think about little baggies that like how the store would sell them, they would be bags that you would put buttons in and stuff like that.
So you're actually selling crack in plastic bags, the 1212s.
1212s.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that
I think in New York they sold vials. They sold crack vials.
Right. Well, we sold vials too, but the thing with vials is they're harder to conceal. See, we used to have pills in our mouth and stuff like that. So I used to be able to have like 15, 20 pills in my mouth. They all sealed up at the top, but I got like 20 dimes in my mouth. And as I'm going to see my my plays, all right, you want 3, boom, boom. It's a lot easier that way than to have a whole thing full of vials that you got to have in your pocket or under your balls or whatever, So
you look like a chipmunk. You just got a mouth just bulging with pills. Yeah.
But for me it worked. Because the conveyance, and remember, I'm not holding these all day. I'm bagging these up, or I got a bag that I'm taking these bags out of, and I'm just going to go see people. So I'm dropping off 4 here, 7 here, whatever. The street level, I believe the longevity is in that part, because when you start dealing with other plugs, other people who got hundreds of thousands and all of that, you become more of a target for them. You know what I mean?
Like, yo, niggas say it's more longevity in the streets. What? Yo, one of the reasons I don't got no drug charges is because I knew how to play the streets and get out the streets. I would much rather hit off the phone than stand on the block. When you on a block, that's the first level. That's the fucking ground floor. They the niggas just getting indicted. They the niggas getting killed. They the niggas getting robbed. Like, oh, this nigga is just talking, yo, and not making sense at all.
Like, okay, like if you ran out of something, like, yeah, I got a guy. Your intentions might be to kill my guy and take whatever it is. Yeah. Maybe kill me and my guy. you know. Yeah. But if I'm just dealing with, if I'm making 10,000, every 2 days, just on the street level, just off of having nickel, dimes, and 20s, that can bring you a little bit more peace. It might sound crazy because we're talking about selling drugs, but for me, it just brought me more peace, right? Because I know what I'm doing and who I'm dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, and
yo, how many plays do you gotta hit to make 10,000, yo, selling nickels, dimes, and 20s, yo? Like, oh, you had to been doing a lot of running, my nigga. That got to be like a 24-hour a day thing. Like, there can't be nothing else. Nothing else is getting taken care of. You just hitting plays the whole day. The whole day. Like, literally. Yo, this nigga wild. I ain't gonna lie. This shit is despicable. I don't know where they found this nigga at.
When you're dealing with, 40 bricks of cocaine, right? Like, you're always a target for the feds. I mean, that's a life sentence. Right. Nowadays you can't really retail. You can only put a couple of points on it.
Right.
So like you're risking huge football numbers in prison just to make like a 40 bricks. You can wholesale them for maybe make 80 grand profit,
right.
But you could make that stretching out a couple of keys.
You understand?
Right. Yeah. You just have to be down in the muck, though. That's
it. Yeah, and you have the luxury of doing it at your pace.
Yo, I hope ain't nobody still in the streets. Yo, it's like he trying to send niggas to jail. For real. Yo, maybe that's his goal, yo, to send niggas to jail, cause yo, that is not how you get. No, yo, you going to jail that way, yo. The way he described the drug game is gonna send you straight to prison, man. They will get you killed. Will get you killed or robbed. Something. Ain't nothing good coming out of that. Ain't nothing good coming out of being to the point where you copping bricks. And you selling it all yourself. Man, for one, your homeboy's gonna get jealous. Cause now, what the fuck type of shit you on, bro? You ain't throwing a nigga no ounce, 2 ounces, nothing. You can't give a nigga a pack or nothing. So you just gonna sell all this shit on your own. Oh, hell no, man. Your homeboy fuck around kill you for some shit like that, man. That's why motherfucking Elpo killed Rich. Elpo killed Rich Porter for that shit, man. The fuck, man? This boy is tripping.
Your schedule is yours. Hey, I'm gonna be outside around this time. You might have, let's say, 1,000 dimes, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's $10,000. All right, so that's my quota for this next 3 days. Mm-hmm. But that's all yours. You don't have nobody breathing down your back because they done threw you something, or done gave you something on consignment, or you selling.
So what, niggas is buying packs from you? Like, yo, it doesn't make sense. What are you doing with this work? You bagging it up in nickels, dimes, and 20s. You're not selling no weight. So you gotta be wholesaling it. You gotta be wholesaling packs. Like, that's the only. How else is you making $1,000 a day? Or you just got hella sales. A whole bunch of them niggas. About 300 of them motherfuckers. That nigga got 300 feeds he just hitting every day. Like, yo, fuck no, bro. That shit don't make sense. That don't make sense at all, man. How are you making $1,000 a day and you selling dimes, 20s, and nickels? You're not giving out no packs. You're breaking it all down. It's possible, but you're going to do a lot of running for that shit. Like, when I make that type of money, I'm selling 8 balls. You feel me? 8 balls, quarters, 16s, 20. I'm selling everything. The fuck? I ain't selling no dimes. But I'm basically selling everything 20s on up. But that's not what he said he's doing. He said he's doing nickels, dimes, and 20s. That's it. This man, wow.
Or then gave you something on consignment, or you selling weight, and you got to make a decision like, okay, I can sell him this for this, but I can sell it myself. Well, nope, I didn't have that problem because I know I'm putting everything to the streets.
Right.
And
it was crack.
Crack, yeah.
And did you have somebody cooking it for you, or did you have a mix yourself?
So,
like a recipe, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So how I found out how to cook, I found that some people use microwave different things. Pyrex Amber Visionware was my best friend. Yeah, man, I had this.
We should get on we should be a Pyrex. I should have a sponsor from Pyrex. There's a lot of drug dealers that watch this show.
Okay.
But I think crack cocaine ruined the Pyrex brand. Pyrex is just a big cooking cup.
Yeah,
essentially.
But no. Pyrex
it's a pot.
They have multiple different kinds of cookware. Right. So they have pots. They got baking sheets. They got all kind of. But it has to be Visionware. See, the Visionware was the one that you can take straight from, let's say your grandma. She's making a tuna casserole in the oven, and she put it right into the freezer, and it don't crack. It don't none of that. See, you can go get some Pyrex right now, and they're going to break on you as soon as you understand. So it had to be the Visionware, and most of the Visionware was amber colored. So it wasn't transparent, but it had that little, man. But that was the way that I found, the best way. And anytime I was cooking, I would always put maybe about 3 grams on every ounce. That would make it.
You're only putting 3 grams on an ounce? Why not 7, y'all? I thought niggas put 7 on an ounce. Or some good cane. You only putting 3 grams on an ounce. 3 grams on an ounce? That's it. Yo, this nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about, man. Yo, this nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like, yo, 3 grams? An 8 ball. So you put an 8 ball on an ounce. That's it. So what you going to bring back? 2 grams? So you for every ounce you only going to bring back another. Hey, yo. Yo, this is unbelievable, yo. I can't believe they did this to us, man. Like, this is disrespectful, man. This is disrespectful, y'all. For real.
Every ounce, that would make it what I needed it to be. You feel me? But when I actually got up to the 10 bricks I had my own, the gentleman I was getting it from was already cooking. He was a chef. See, I ain't got a chef if you're a chef. You understand what I'm saying?
So you were buying 10 bricks cooked up into crack.
Right.
Yo, if a nigga was to ever call, I ain't never got the brick level. But I think I can say, if a nigga was to, I would think you trying to rob me, bro. If a nigga call me like, yo, I need 10 of them, I need them all cooked. Yo, you get robbed for shit like that. Just for that dumbass request. Yo, how long does it even take to cook 10 bricks? I don't know. I can imagine it takes a very long time. At least a day. You know what I mean? At least a day. You gotta cook it, you gotta let it dry. At least a day, y'all. So a nigga just fuck all the rest of the sales. That's going by 10 soft. You know what I mean? Fuck them niggas. I'ma take a whole day out. Don't hit nobody. And just cook up 10 bricks for you. And don't charge you nothing extra. Man, you wild. Man, this nigga is wildin', man. Hey, what's up, V? And then, yo, you just said he just said he was putting 3 grams on every ounce. Basically, not bringing back nothing. Who the fuck puts 3 grams on an ounce? But anyway, but if a guy's chef, you ain't gonna cook it. You just gonna buy it all hard. Yo, you know how much money you losing that way? Let's say you putting 7 grams on an ounce, because that's what you really should put on an ounce. 7 grams on an ounce. You figure it's 36 ounces in the motherfucking brick. You talking about 10 bricks. Like, yo, you losing. Let me ready to do the fucking math. Let's see. Seven times 36. That's 252 grams right there. Times 10. That's 2,520 grams. You could be possibly losing out on. That's down there. That's another brick. You basically losing a brick, buying it all hard. That's 2 bricks. This nigga wildin', man.
That's a lot. And what was your price on like a kilo that was already cooked up?
He was charging me probably about like 24.
24 G's.
Yeah.
And then and you sell out a key in just dimes. Did you sell nickels?
Nickels, dimes, and 20s.
Okay, cool. So you just stretch that bitch out. So what can you make off of what key?
A little more than double.
Yeah. And that takes you about a week?
What? A little more than double. Yo, if you getting a brick which is 36 ounces and you breaking it down in nickels, dimes, and 20s, nigga, you gonna fucking quadruple that shit. The fuck is you talking about, bro? You only making a little bit more than double if you selling it in bulk. Like, man, I'm done with this nigga, yo. He just making me mad, yo, and I'm talking too much. Yo, this man is tripping, man. Yo, you mean to tell me you breaking it down in nickels, dimes, and 20s only to make a little more than double? Yeah, that is insanely stupid. That you got some big ass nickels. Fuck, this man crazy, yo. Exactly. Ain't nobody selling you no motherfucking. Yo, I used to grab the most I ever probably fuck with on a girl tip. It was probably like four zips or something. Maybe 5. I don't know. I ain't never grabbed more than 6. And I used to get that shit hard. Man, my man used to be mad as a bitch. Yo, I can't keep doing that shit. Yo, you gotta get this shit off. Yo, get somebody. You know, because ain't nobody got time for that, yo. Nobody got time for that. I wouldn't even ask nobody, yo, to give me no 10 bricks all hard, yo. Like, that's a selfish ass request. And then he said the nigga wasn't charging him nothing extra. Nah, man. That's selfish, y'all.
About a week.
And
a 7-day week.
Listen,
not a 5-day week.
Listen.
Make off of, and then what can you, and you sell out a key in just dimes. Did you sell nickels?
Nickels, dimes, and 20s.
Okay, cool. So
right.
You just stretch that bitch out. So what can you make off of what key?
A little more than double.
Yeah. And that takes you about a week?
About a week.
And
a 7-day week, not a 5-day week.
And then how many workers do you have to get that off? Just you?
Just me.
You a one-man shop. Okay. So
get the fuck out of here, bro. This nigga just making shit up, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, if you said, yo, you gonna make way more than double your money, yo, if you selling a brick in nickels, dimes, and 20s. Way more. I used to break down pounds of weed in dimes and 20s. And you double, you damn near triple your money. We talking about cane. Yo, this man wildin', yo. He not making, what's up, cooking up? That nigga ain't making no sense.
Just you?
Just me.
You were a one-man shop. Okay. So how would you let...
At this time that I'm telling about,
okay.
Remember, I'm jumping around a little bit.
Yeah.
At this time, see, like when I first started hustling after I got that weed from my grandmother and them, I went out to projects, like I said, with my cousin. That was O'Donnell Heights. That's in South Baltimore. And out there, that's when I said, like, I was making maybe about maybe $2,500, $3,000 a week or something like that, which wasn't a lot of money, but it was good money for me at that time. And like I said, I had power.
Yo, is it Donald Heights, South Baltimore? I don't know. I ain't never hung out with that motherfucker. Is that South Baltimore, yo? I thought that shit was east. Damn near East Baltimore County. Am I tripping? Ain't O'Donnell Heights down near East Baltimore County? Alright, southeast. Okay. Oh, alright. There's damn near Dundalk. Yeah, that's what I thought. I never heard it referenced as South Baltimore. Like always, whenever somebody says from O'Donnell Heights, it was always referenced as east. Yeah, it was always referenced as east. I never heard it referenced as south.
Money, but it was good money for me at that time. And like I said, I had power. You know, and I'm telling you, like, it's nothing like it in hindsight. You know, it's like yeah, somebody might be making $30,000 a day, right? But you can get whacked today. You understand what I'm saying? It's just different, man. And it's crazy how, in hindsight, as a gentleman who's gone so far past that, but when I look back at it, I see the mental illness and how all hustlers thought and how we think and how we actually move through the streets and stuff like that. It's like a dog-eat-dog world. You know, everybody's lions and hyenas. And what I learned is if you are a wolf in sheep clothing, you can survive a lot longer than a wolf who can't put sheep's clothing on. Because when wolves just see a wolf, you always a target. But you got to be able to, you understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to finesse it and move through what it is that you're looking to accomplish.
Well, what were you looking to accomplish as an enforcer? Like, were you sticking up big-time drug dealers?
No. Enforcer being somebody, I never was a stick-up kid. You know, that was never my thing. As an enforcer, I would just make sure that where me and my guys were at, it was always secure. You feel me? So I'm out there, I might have like 6 other guys out there with me, right? Younger guys, and they hustling, you know, they all hustling for us and stuff like that. But we all working together to make one pot grow. You know, so as the elder, sometimes when I'm out there, I got to make sure that even though I'm selling, you know, crack myself, I'm still making sure they're good. So I might only have, let's say, 10 pills on me. just for argument's sake, right? Just make a quick $100, or if they're 20s, $200, just to put in my pocket because I want to go get some weed. Something that I don't even have to do, but I'm out here. The money's coming. They have the packs, so they really working.
Right.
But I'm just like passively, just you know what I mean. But my goal and my mission and my job from my big brothers, was to make sure that they're good. And that was essentially my role. Just, you know what I mean? Just play your part. Just be a...
Man, ain't no way them niggas felt safe out there with y'all. He the muscle? Imagine coming to the block. Nigga put you on the team, you find out you're the muscle. he the nigga that's gonna make sure we all make it home at night. Get the fuck out of here, man. Man, fuck no, we dirty, man. Niggas somebody gonna come out of this bitch and take us over, man. Straight the fuck up. I said he was the muscle. Fuck no.
And that was essentially my role. Just, you know what I mean? Just play your part. Just be a stand-up guy. Don't let nothing happen to none of us.
Now, why did you not get into heroin? Like, when you started owning the shop, like, why did you choose crack?
Because, as I said, heroin takes more structure, and a lot of times when you have all of those employees, because I've been a part of a lot of different heroin shops. I've ran blocks, I've had blocks and all that, but those are...
Come on, y'all, man. Ain't no way you did that shit, my nigga. You didn't run blocks, have blocks, none of that, my nigga. That's my issue with niggas would know you if you did all of that, bro. Somebody, anybody. It'll be somebody that can vouch. There's nobody vouching for you owning or running no blocks, no big time drug dealer stories, never niggas don't know you from nowhere. You ain't did no time. Like, yo, this nigga is a fucking creative player, man. Just like a lot of these niggas online. It's like they surpass or overlook real people and give us creative players like this nigga.
Blocks and all that. But those are all people that can potentially switch you. And as the culture started changing, I was like, man, look, I'm good with what I'm doing, because I know I'm not gonna tell on myself. All it takes is somebody, even if you're paying them good, to say, oh, I'm already on parole or probation, I can't take this charge, man. It was Carl. He was the one giving it to me. He gonna come drop off some more packs around 3, and now the DEA, whoever waiting for you. So I'm just saying, for me, I made the most money I've ever made off of crack. I've sold, a lot of dope too. And probably arguably, when I was in the streets, I probably could cut dope better than I could cook crack. Because it's crazy, Johnny. And I don't want people to take... Nothing I'm saying is to glorify anything. This is just my story. When it came to cutting dope, it was almost like an art form. You took pride in what you did, man. You get a deck of cards, you get you a mirror, you get your Bonita, your quinine, in Baltimore, we made it a 3-in-1.
And look, and that's another thing, y'all. Yo, niggas always say, I don't typically hear people use Bonita first. It's normally quinine and Bonita. It's like he even saying it backwards. I don't ever hear motherfuckers say, man, Bonita and quinine. Niggas say quinine and Bonita, man. Am I geeking? Cause that's how I always hear reference. I know that's what I used to say when I used to get it. You feel me? Like, yeah, I need 3-in-1, man. Straight up. I still got some motherfucking cut. To be honest, man, that man wildin', man.
And 1. Some do 2-in-1. I went to other towns where they only put mannitol on the dope, and what they do is, like, their dope fiends, they call it rubbernecking. When you come to Baltimore, you gonna see people lean. I'm talking about go all the way to the floor, but they don't fall.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You understand?
The flexibility.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. So, but cutting dope, man, it's like taking your quina and sifting it 100 times. Taking your bonita, you know, sifting it, your blocks, 100 times. Then sifting it together 100 times. Getting your grams, sifting it 100 times. Sifting it another, because you want the right hit. That's what it's all about. You want somebody to see in the streets, they say, if they talking good about you, they'll say it hit and it hold. See, hold mean, I'm not gonna get sick from it. Hit mean, when I sniffed it, man, it gave me that good, it hit me and I got that good drain, that good rush and all of that, everything that I needed. So now you sift that your grams again, then you sift it together.
Yeah, it's like baking a cake. It's like cooking.
Yeah.
Whereas you're right, crack, there's not much to it. It's pretty much just baking soda, maybe one other element added and mixed into the.
But you gotta know what you're doing with crack too, because a lot of people, what they do is it's called whip, whereas though they'll put it together and it'll be like some mediocre. It'll burn down, melt down. So that's how also we learn too. My big brother and told me, like, whenever you're getting some crack or something like that, right? Because sometimes somebody might not sell you the powder, but you need to get on because you got people who waiting for it. You know what I mean? So they like, I'm not selling you powder, but I got this hard for you. But how you would test it out is you would get a piece. I mean, when you get in the brick, you take a triangle out of it, number one. You know what I mean? And you see what it is on the powder tip. But like when it came to the crack, you would take a piece, take a lighter, melt it down. If it melt all the way down like butter, then most likely you got something good. But if you melting it, it ain't moving, it start popping.
Yo, this is a wild guy here, y'all. I don't know why they did that, where he came from, or why they brought him along. But he's a bluffing ass nigga. Bluffing ass nigga for real. I got hella fucking packages out this. Let me show y'all something, right? I still got shit I used to packaging material. I ain't sold drugs in years, man. This nigga on this bitch bluffing. On this motherfucker bluffing. What's up? Yo, these dogs out there. What's up? Yo, outside. Show y'all something, man. I still got shifters for a rainy day, man. And they would have been bluffing. And this is quinine and bonita right here. It's not no cocaine or nothing like that. And I ain't sold drugs in years, man. But you never know. Shit might get thin, might gotta bring it back. But yeah, yo, this nigga on his motherfucking line and bluffing. Just talking, saying any motherfucking thing. But yeah. Just in case, yo, you never know. You two might not work out, might get fired. You know what I mean? You gotta go back. You gotta go back to the basics. And I'll be on this bitch playing, man.
Like butter, then most likely you got something good. But if you melting it, it ain't moving.
This nigga bluffing ass nigga.
And all that.
That's the fuck your ass. A bluffing ass nigga. One of the bitches fabricating the whole lifestyle. What's up, cuz? No, cuz he pissing me off, man. I'm mad, man. They brought this creative ass play up here to speak on a lifestyle that he was never privy to. And he using our city and the history of our city to do it. When it's real people that really lived it, really can talk it, endured all the hardships and pain and stress that go along with it. You understand what I'm saying? But they overlook those dudes. And they bring these creative ass niggas involved. Man, when the fuck that man, I ain't never tell you I ain't never sold drugs, Scotty. If I told you that shit, that was a bold-faced lie. I told you I ain't sold drugs in years. But I ain't never tell you I ain't never sold drugs, bro. You know what the fuck he ate, man? Too true. Who the fuck he ain't no spokesperson? No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. fucking spokesperson. It seems like that's what they try to do though. They trying to make him that. They trying to make him that, man. That's why I be over here to say, hold the fuck up. We need to see your credentials. Before you be the spokesperson, we gotta see some credentials, y'all. That's one thing about Baltimore. We don't do that shit. Like, we ain't letting no just anybody just pop up and just be the spokesman and represent Baltimore, y'all. No, that shit ain't never been that way. It ain't that way in the rap game. It just ain't that way. Now when you dealing with the streets, you gotta be stamped. Somebody got to know you, bro. Somebody got to be able to vouch for some of these stories, man. And as it stands today, there's no vouchers. I bet the fuck he did say that, yo. I bet he did say everything ran through him. Man, that man tripping, man. They could have robbed the shit out of your dumb ass, smacked him all with the joint, stripped him, made him run down the street butt naked, man. For real. Did a real bad. Oh yeah, we're gonna go back upstairs to this computer charge. I gotta check on these things. Alright. If he does, we get the fuck out of there. He the voice, or the fuck he. Do he still, man? I don't. He say he run a recovery house. Where's the fiends that stayed at his house? I ain't even heard none of them vouch. Fuck it. If we can't get the streets to vouch, where's the recovering addicts who he worked with? Like, I even hear from them. I mean, not about the street stories, but at least the other part of his story. Fucking computer just died again. Fucking bitch. I gotta let my computer charge at first. I gotta go upstairs because these dogs like to disappear if I ain't fucking watching them. They know I'm not as wish the door closed. That'd be perfect opportunity for them to run away. Outside, y'all. Come on now. Go. Outside. Y'all ain't been outside all day. Y'all should want to be out here. What the fuck is y'all doing this time of night? I ain't get no black. I got enough to get through tonight. Yeah, he over here lying, y'all. Man, see, yeah, for real. Fiends, yeah. Where the fiends that know? The fuck any fiends know? Is any fiends that be like, well, yeah, it's a cop from yo. That shit was good as a bitch. You feel me? Like somebody. And he been it. You let him tell you he done hustled in multiple neighborhoods. You know what I mean? He done had runs down the hill. He done had runs in O'Donnell Heights. He was down Brooklyn getting money. Like, damn, bro, you been all over the city. Somebody should know you at least in one of those places, man. Chloe, come on in the cage, y'all. Can y'all let me feed these dogs? Look at you jump straight up. So you hear food. Wait. Come on, get out. Oh yeah, y'all. Since waiting for the whiskey to damage y'all. Now we is losing on the Karmelo Anthony tip, y'all, because we allowed the media to make this shit about the all white jury and losing focus on the real issue, y'all. The real issue with Karmelo Anthony was the defense team, man. So now you got all, and since we allow these people to create a narrative instead of talking about how the defense threw them, everybody's talking about this all-white jury left without black people. What is an issue? But that's not the biggest issue in that fucking trial, man. The biggest issue in that trial was the lack of defense. And if we'd have made that a point of contention, mainstream media wouldn't have had no other option but to talk about that. Talk about the lack of objections. Talk about Karmelo Anthony being told not to take the stand. And they would have to talk about it in the right context. So now, when they talk about him not taking the stand, they make it seem like he didn't take a stand because he had something to hide. You understand what I'm saying? But if we'd have controlled the narrative about the defense, they wouldn't be able to talk about it in that manner. They would have had to be honest about the defense. And why is it that he was told not to take the stand? Why is it that the defense didn't object when there was obvious objections? Why is it still so many questions surrounding Karmelo Anthony when we just went through a whole fucking trial? Yeah, hey, come on, baby, Tro. You know that's crazy, y'all. Yo, buying, he said 10 bricks. Not even one. 10 bricks. Yo, you losing at the minimum. You losing a brick. Buying it all hard. Yo, you would probably be the dumbest hustler in the world. Like, yo, if a nigga sold you 10 bricks, I know he probably was like, boy, I got a sweet one. I'm trying to tell you, yo, because you know he cutting it. You feel me? So, if he giving you 10 bricks, he might really only be giving you fucking 8. So that mean he get to pocket a whole another 44,000 because 48 because he said it was going for 24. So this nigga then pocketed 48,000. Hey yo, fuck no, yo, this nigga then pocketed 48,000 off your dumb ass, just all profit. Not even the money that he making off the individual bricks, just off of selling you bricks giving you 10 straight hard, you made 48 bands off your dumb ass. That 48 bands could have been yours, nigga. Dumbass nigga. Yo, I know he probably like, boy, I got a nice one. I'm trying to tell you. I got a nice one. He the type of sale niggas want to steal. You hear me? They can try to steal yo. Yo, nigga hope he can catch him walking to the gas station or something. Pull up on his ass.
Alex, none of this is
Yeah, boy, I know you be getting that. Yeah, you the nigga that be getting 10 bricks of hard. Yeah, that's me. Yo, take my number down. Yo, don't tell yo. don't tell yo that that you bumped the TV, yo. But yo, take my number down. Yo, I got that shit too. You hear me? On some straight back door shit. I got that shit too, bro. That right? Shit. I can do it. I could take 1,000 eyes off each brick. Man, he'd never interview with me, bro. That shit, he would never do that. And he watched the channel because he copied me a few times.
And all that, you got some trash, and ain't nobody gonna buy it. So it's an art to cooking coke as well, because when you get that oil, man, and you see it start to lock up and all that. I mean, for me, it was always customer service. It was always like I could stand behind something good. So if I know this is my table mass, this is my work, and you come back, I ain't like that. I know you lying because I just now gave out 100 teas. I put it together myself. I peeled it. You understand what I'm saying? Like back in the day, we didn't have access to pill presses. Like where you put the gel caps all in it, and you just dump it on there, and you slide the card, and it fills them up, and then you put the tops on them. No, we had to use the hand tap them. Take the bottom of the pill, tap it in, put the top on. You know what I mean? Have a mask on, whatever, because it'll get in your system. Yeah. I know people who actually died from that, at the table, but they don't have no mask and no gloves on. It gets in your pores, man. And you can OD. That's what happened. It was an unintentional OD. Wow. So just to answer your question, I preferred to sell crack because crack, it was easier. And you always got more time at that time for like heroin because the overdoses was going up. But to your other point, the reason why they were smashing us a lot with those crack laws was because in the eyes of the government, you're some sort of scientist that you know how to take this powder and turn it to this. That's what they was trying to say.
Wizards.
Yeah. Like, how do you know how to do this? You are a threat to the whole community because you can keep doing this and crack is doing this and,
What's the difference between the flows in Baltimore, the movements between crack spots and dope spots? Obviously dope fiends, they need it all day. They need it before work. It's literally a medicine to keep them from getting sick. Crack is more mental.
Right.
But do you feel like there's more opioid heroin junkies in Baltimore, or is there more stimulant cocaine addicts, or is it about even? What do you think?
I will honestly say it's probably about even because nobody has a block where they just sell dope at. You're selling crack too.
Okay, I was going to ask you that. Okay, so there's mixed. It's mixed.
But what we would do is we would never have our hitter who's selling the dope, selling the crack too. You'll mess the money up. It'll be whatever. So you might go in the hole to go get the dope, but when you come out and you say, hey, I need some ready too, but you would let us know. So by the time they get past one of the corner men and they like, I want a 1-and-1. That's one crack, one dope. So we already know when you go in the hole and get that one, whoever got the crack, who hitting that, they gonna have one ready for you. You understand what I'm saying?
I see.
So it's just like, you want to have a one-stop shop, honestly.
Right. So most people that have corners or streets, blocks, they're selling both.
Yeah.
Now, what about weed?
And weed. No,
I was going to ask you that. Okay.
That's why I said one-stop shop.
Okay, so weed does get trapped like it's a hard narcotic.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lot. Well, nowadays it's a lot of smoke shops, pop-up shops, all through Baltimore and Maryland. I haven't smoked weed in so long, right? I didn't realize that other states didn't have that. I thought it so. I got a buddy who down in Florida. He said that it's not you still got to have a marijuana card in Florida, or whatever part. I think he was in Florida as a state, but it was the city he was in. But in Baltimore, police could be right here. You could roll it right in front of them and smoke it right in front of them, and no charge, no nothing. Like, but it wasn't like that originally. No. Years ago when I was in the game, man, they would smash you. You know what I mean? Like, you have a nickel bag of some weed on you, and they taking you to jail.
Right.
It was crazy.
So you did. You went to jail quite a few times.
Yeah,
which is normal.
Right.
Any corner boy, kid, manager that's out on the block.
Right.
Yeah, the cops are just posted up. It's not a big secret what's going on. So you're gonna catch some tickets. You know, you're gonna catch some charges. How many times did you go to jail when you were working? When you originally started working for your cousin?
That's when I was getting locked up the most. House raid after house raid.
Right.
Maybe about like 13 times.
Yeah, just in and out.
Yeah.
You said you would
I never did no long bits.
Right.
But I was constantly getting locked up and stuff like that.
And you said you would get out, and sometimes you'd be back working same day.
Yeah. As soon as you get out, I mean, because the job don't change. You know, I got people who waiting on me, you know, and the worst thing, it's just like this. Like, if we opened up a pizza shop, right, on the corner, and we got some good pizza, right, and then, like, let's say we're open for a week or two or something like that. People loving us, and then we just don't open one day. There's people who's looking for that pizza. They're like, where's that Johnny Pizza at? It's the same thing with drugs, you know, and then sometimes people just prefer to deal with you than somebody else, even if they got better drugs. So, for me, every time I got locked up, I look forward to getting back to selling drugs.
Yeah. So,
yo, who says that, yo? Who the fuck says that? Even if that's what you doing, who the fuck says that, yo? No, niggas not saying that. You know how stupid that sound, bro? Even if you living like that, yo, you ain't saying that on no fucking platform with 1 million subscribers plus. You know, every time I got locked up, you know, I came back home ready to get it back in, nigga. First day out, nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah, he tried too hard, bro. And he ain't never say where he was locked up at.
The reason you didn't do any prison time is because you're a juvenile. And are these just possession charges?
No, he wasn't no juvenile. He was 17 when he started hustling. Nigga, you get waved up at 17 and get caught with some drugs, nigga. Get caught with the right amount of drugs at 17. They're gonna charge you as an adult, bro.
No.
Like, how does it work in a city where drugs are rampant and everybody is always getting caught selling them or using them? How much do you need to f up before you get like real jail time?
I think I was just lucky, man, because none of my charges was juvenile. My charges were all adult, but I would get probation before judgment. I would get
look, come on, niggas. You see how he gotta think about it? I would get probation before judgment. He probably worked for Don Diva, cause who goes to an interview wearing a Don Diva shirt? That's a sponsorship. Yeah, Fed. He working with the feds, man. Don Diva is a fucking federal magazine, for the most part.
So, for me, every time I got locked up, I look forward to getting back to selling drugs.
Yeah. So, the reason you didn't do any prison time is because you're a juvenile. And are these just possession charges?
No.
Like, how does it work in a city where drugs are rampant and everybody is always getting caught selling them or using them? How much do you need to f up before you get like real jail time?
I think I was just lucky.
Prison time is because you're a juvenile. And are these just possession charges?
No.
Like, how does it work in a city where drugs are rampant and everybody is always getting caught selling them or using them? How much do you need to f up before you get like real jail time?
I think I was just lucky, man, because none of my charges was juvenile. My charges were all adult, but I would get probation before judgment. I would get So I would sit down on the charges 8 months, 9 months, 6 months, stuff like that.
He said his name. My fucking computer acting
Ultimately,
stupid.
what would happen is I would cop out. I would plead guilty to it.
I'm a Maryland case
and I
searching.
would constantly just keep getting. I've been on so many
My
different
fucking computer acting
probations,
dumb.
man. Yeah. So that's really what happened.
He kept getting probation,
the
y'all.
last time I
That's fine. Let's see, y'all. Check these drug arrests. There's probably a whole bunch of Carl Douglases on Maryland case search. I think that's him. Let's see. We better find out. He said he born in '83. Ain't no Carl Douglas on here that was born in '83. Only Carl Douglas on here was born in '80. Notice of appeal in 2020. Ain't no Carl Douglas on here. Carl M. Douglas. Theft over 500. Time 2 years. 2 years probation. Yeah, ain't no Carl Douglas on here, y'all. Look, all the Carl Douglas on Maryland case search was born in 1980. He said he born in '83. Yeah, I was born in '85. That's what I'm saying. He right out my era. Niggas would have heard of yo, man. Seen him at the club, Choices, Hammer Jacks, Down Fouls. Nigga would have seen yo somewhere, yo. Nigga would have seen yo somewhere. Nigga seen him nowhere.
book when I was up, when I had like a lot of coke and stuff, and I had a real good lawyer. He was like, man, he really broke down my record to me. He was like, you don't realize, man, that every time that you was taking them probations, you was getting your record up. He said, man, you got double distribution and all this. He said, yo, your record is really, really
what
bad.
What the fuck is double distribution?
But I didn't think so, because I'm like, well, they keep letting me out.
Yeah.
I keep getting probation. I can't be that bad. But him as the professional, he like, nah, man, I'm telling you.
So you ain't never violate. You just keep getting probation. Just keep getting them bitches. Never violated them. Not one time. This nigga's a fraud, yo. He worked for Don Diva, man. Don Diva sent you up there, man. That's why he got the shirt on.
You like, nah, you have a really up record. I remember I was going to take my I was it was crazy, right? So I called the city and the county charge. So now I'm sitting over MTC. That's Metropolitan Transitional
What's
Center.
Baltimore
That's the
called
the penitentiary in Baltimore. So I'm sitting over there, and I got a city and a county charge. So I did see, these are things that I learned, through the years. Now, in hindsight. So anytime I went to court for the city, they would always say, we got to wait to see what the county do. So I didn't know that Annapolis being the capital of Maryland, that meant that the judges in Annapolis word rules over every other judge that's in that state. So
Yo, did Vlad put the video on subscriber only? I know Vlad ain't do that. No, he didn't. Okay, why I say that then?
Okay, you get out of
no, it's still on there. Let's type in Baltimore Recovery Alliance. Baltimore Recovery Alliance. Go to their website. His real name should be on here. Contact us. He ain't got his name on this bitch. He should say, look, this is, what's it called? The owner of Baltimore Recovery Alliance. You know, you can reach me at da-da-da-da-da. Call. That's your whole name, bro. Let's type in who runs. Maybe he got it on Instagram. 14,000 followers on Instagram.
Talk to you guys about pressure and the pressure of life. I want to share with y'all a story, right? I once knew this girl who was, she was like a hood star. And she used to get a lot of money. And, you know, people loved her. And within a summer, right, like after years of being that star, within the span of a summer, she had started using drugs.
Oh my God. This
And
nigga
I wanted to talk to you
like,
guys.
this nigga just copied off. It's like, that nigga just went through my page and just started copying this shit. Why is his whole name not on here? Look, it just say Baltimore Call. You know, sometimes people's names be on there. I don't even think his files is real.
Used him and then put a hit on his, shot his mom's house up, and then took his old lady. I think that is their fault because he was never a part of that. See, that's one of the things about the street. It's like the subtle extortion game. We got a cash cow here. We got to use him for whatever he's good for. But
Jesus Christ. So this was his page used to be about. Look, where did he get this following from? Like, this shit don't equate to 14,000 followers. Yeah, he a creative player, y'all. So this was his page used to be about 38 weeks ago. This we used to post. Then it just transitioned to this. Yeah, he one of them.
the one underlying thing with Baltimore is that you can buy anytime.
Yeah, he got that from me. Yeah, he a plant. He ain't organic at all. Who runs? His name Carl Johnson. Alright, so his name Carl Johnson. So let's type in Maryland case search Carl Johnson. Carl Johnson. Of course. Of course. Look how many pages it is. Of course it would have all these fucking pages, wouldn't it? This nigga created, y'all. He ain't even a real person. Upper Marlboro. Filing date. 1963. Is it, maybe that's his pop. Oh, here 1983. Maybe this is him. AKA criminal indictment. Carl Aaron Johnson. He got aliases. Roland Brown. Alright. Motion. Oh, vacated. Canceled. Vacated. Failed to appear. Defense unavailable. Trial set. Defendant not transported. What was the charge? They only say the charge. Well, he said he got locked up in 2018. What was the charge, though? Yeah, he on the program. Probation after conviction. Okay, see, that's possession with intent to distribute. Guilty. Jail term 12 years. Suspended term 11 years and 2 months. What? Oh yeah, he working. Yeah, he working. Look at this shit. They gave you 12 years and suspended 11 years and 2 months? And gave him 3 years probation. Warrant recalled, postponement filed, case closed in 2019. What? Yeah, that's insane. They gave you 12 years and suspended 11 of them. So this the case he said he caught. No, matter of fact, no, he said that was in Annapolis. As a matter of fact, so this not the case he caught. Unless he lying about what he caught it at. Because he said he caught his case in Annapolis, didn't he? Yeah, he said he caught his case in Annapolis. So that ain't even him. They probably stole this nigga name. This nigga probably dead. Yeah, that's fucked up though. That nigga probably stole this nigga name and identity. 2007. Let's see what this was. He said his first case was when he turned 17. It's a whole bunch of Carl Johnsons on this bitch. That shit probably not true. Traffic, criminal. What's up, Nikki? How you feeling? North Avenue. 6'4", weigh 155. You'll probably just stole this nigga name. Arrest warrant 2018. Harold without bond. Is he 6'4"? Hold up, bro. Yeah, he said he caught his case out of Annapolis, and they gave him a diversion. They said they gave him a diversion program. How tall is Vlad TV? So Vlad is 6'2". Yeah, we gotta do a deep dive on this nigga, man.
They kept telling me, so I would go to the city. They postpone it till I go to the county. The county postpone it. Then I go to the city. So you're talking about almost like 13 months of just keep on going, postpone. So I told my lawyer, I said, man, you know what? I said, man, let's take it to trial. So now I'm in Anne Arundel County. And I'm sitting there, and Anne Arundel County is a predominantly white county.
You say he caught the case in Anne Arundel County. This person, case is in Baltimore City. So this ain't, yo stole this nigga name, yo. Glen Burnie. Says, oh, here go Anne Arundel County. Indictment. Let's see. Let's see what the fuck happened with this case. 6'2". 200 pounds. So this him right here. 6'2", 200 pounds. Address Emerson Avenue. Alright, this is him right here, y'all. I don't know if the last deed was him. Motion, postpone, motion, jury. Postpone, jury, sentencing, review. Yeah, he got an Alfred plea. A misdemeanor. So this is the case. 2018. A misdemeanor. Guilty plea. 7 years. No, it's not him. Cause they ain't suspend no time. So this ain't him. This nigga whole shit don't make sense. This is him though. But he gave him 7 years jail time. All suspended, but 222 days? What? They gave him 7 years and suspended all of it, but 222 days on a misdemeanor. So what was the count? What was the charge? Again, probation. Misdemeanor. All right. Control CDS. So you got CDS distribution narcotics. They gave him an Alfred plea where he admitted guilt before judgment. He got 5 years probation. They gave him 7 years, suspended everything. Well, he said he was fighting this case for 2 years in jail. Let's see if that's the case. Released from confinement. No, he was not fighting this case no 2 years. That's a lie. So we already caught him in a lie. He was not fighting this case for no 2 years in jail. They gave him a bench warrant issued. He still had a bench warrant in 2019. So he didn't even so he must have missed the court date. Court of bail. All right, so he got booked in October of 2018. 10-4 statement of charges, initial appearance, bail review docket. He got out on 10-5, 2018. They indicted him on 10-26. His lawyer asked for his discovery, most speedy trial. Violation of notification of pretrial. So he violated some type of pretrial release, and they issued a bench warrant out on him same day. Here it is, what? October. So when they issued a bench warrant. In December. So here it is in March. He still got a bench warrant. Case postponed. Continuous request by state granted. Try again now, postponement. Court found no good cause for postponement. Gave him a continuance, hand sheet. Order for inpatient evaluation, drug and alcohol. So then they recalled the warrant. So he never went back in. So he went on a run and then they recalled the warrant. Okay. Order for evaluation. Probation docket. Drug and alcohol. So he didn't get caught with a lot of drugs at all. Because it's a misdemeanor. Copy of sentencing guidelines filed. Case closed. 8/16. So he was only fighting this case for what? 8 months. So this fucking, I was waiting 2 years fighting it, dog. That's a fucking lie. They didn't violate him. Violation of probation outcome, no action taken. Oh yeah, he's suspect. I don't even know what directive means. They reopened the case in 2023. Then they closed it again. They reopened it on 4/28, then closed it on 5/16. Yeah, he the police, y'all. Cause look at this. Motion petition for modification, reconsideration. Directive. What the fuck does directive mean? Man, you already know Raz and Rich. Yeah. Yeah, he ain't shorty suspect. So they gave him a drug and alcohol program and he violated and they still didn't send him to jail. Order for inpatient treatment. It's a lot of moving parts for this motherfucking low ass case. Man, we need answers, bro. For real. This the case right here he's talking about. They suspended the whole case. So yeah, so remember they never even actually got him booked because they rescinded the warrant. 7/25/2019. Order for inpatient evaluation. Look, the warrant was recalled. Cost. Yo, I'm telling y'all, it's a YouTube federal program. Y'all niggas be thinking of bullshitting. Shit real. I think he was in it. Think he part of it. 7 years and suspended everything but 222 months. Put him in a drug program. But look, the charge was a misdemeanor. Charge was a misdemeanor, man. Shit was a fucking misdemeanor. That's how he got put in the fucking drug program, bitch. You made it sound like you was getting all this fucking money selling all these drugs. Shit was a fucking misdemeanor. Shit probably was a possession. CDS distribution narcotic. Took an alpha plea.
And as I'm sitting there, I got my suit on, all that, but I'm booked. I'm not going to court from the street. I'm already still locked up. So
look, that's not true. We looking at it right here, bro. The warrant was recalled. Warrant recalled. And if you was still locked up, you was only locked up for 3 months because the case was over. The case was over by the fuck did they close this case? The case was over by 8/26/2019. So at the most, using that bitch for a year. You didn't get caught with a lot of drugs, bro. That's why the story not making sense. Story not making sense because you didn't get caught with shit. They didn't violate you. Look, you had a VOP. They didn't violate you for that. You had a fucking warrant. And they didn't violate you for that. They fucking squashed the warrant. Look, warrant was returned. Warrant recalled. Warrant recalled means they recalled it, right? That means they rescinded it. Ain't that what they mean? They put out a warrant, then they rescinded it, right? I'm sure. Am I tripping? Ain't that what that mean? If the warrant got recalled, that means they rescinded it. Yeah, I think so too, y'all. I think it's obvious. There's a lot of back and forth for a fucking drug case. That's a misdemeanor. Look, because on 7/19, the bench warrant was outstanding, which means you was on a run. On 3/7/19, you wasn't even apprehended. Bench warrant to remain outstanding. Look, then they had a court date. Defendant not present. Yeah, he never mentions none of that. And the court found no good cause for postponement. Summons issued. Correspondence hand sheet. Order for inpatient evaluation. Look, warrant recalled, squashed, quashed. Let's see what do quash mean. What does quashed mean? Look, officially reject, notify, or forcibly suppress something. Yeah, yo, so the warrant got, yo, you never, the warrant got quashed. Or an order pleading guilty verdict, legally treating the conviction as if it never happened. This usually happens on appeal, new evidence. They rendered it legally null and void. Yeah, yo, so the warrant, they rescinded the warrant, man. This nigga lying, man.
So I'm in there and we start picking the jewelry. So these two white guys sat behind me, and they like, him? Oh, he's guilty. I don't care what they say. I'm pleading guilty.
Look, none of that happened, y'all. We see what happened. We see what happened, y'all. Nigga just making up shit, y'all. Like, that's not what happened in court, bro. It's not what happened in court. You went on the run for a while. Somehow they rescinded the warrant. They referred you to a drug treatment program. And you copped out the 7 years. We're all suspended but 222 days. And they sent you in the motherfucking, what's it called? So at the most, They didn't even suspend it with time served. So it would have been 7 years, all suspended by time served. That's not what it said. It said 222 days. So that means that was just sentenced. The 222 days.
Not pleading guilty.
And looked like he served that shit in the motherfucking hat in the fucking drug treatment program, not in jail.
And you overheard that?
Yes, they like as close as the wall is behind me. Oh, he's guilty. And in my mind, I'm like, man, I got my hair cut. I got you know what I mean? So, and I start, because they tell you look forward. Like,
so he was
looking at.
So he right. They sentenced him 6 months in a halfway house. What's 6 months broken down in days? What is 6 months broken down in days?
6 months is 182.5 days.
Yeah, y'all. So they gave him about 7 months in a halfway house, y'all. They gave him about 7 months in a halfway house. A little over 8 months in a halfway house. That's what he got sentenced to. 7 years, all suspended. He didn't do no 2 years jail time. It wasn't a felony. It was a fucking misdemeanor. This nigga cat. I'm using my Atlanta word. This nigga cat, man. Cat with ass nigga.
The jewelry and all that. So I'm like, man, it's a lot of white people in here, man. So I called my lawyer, Roland Brown. I'm like,
Yup. That was him. Cause the lawyer Roland Brown. The lawyer was Roland Brown, right? Yeah. He must forgot about case search. And fuck that, yo. We gotta get to the bottom of this nigga, man. Out here making niggas look bad. It's the fuck that was on page 3. And that was. Here you go. Look, Roland Brown. That's him. Roland Patrick Brown. You bluffing ass. I knew you was lying, nigga. Lying ass nigga. Time he got caught with all these bricks. Nigga, had a misdemeanor drug case, nigga. That nigga, oh, bluffing that. Yeah, misdemeanor drug case, bro. Tell Baltimore Kingpin. The fuck out of here, yo. 6'2", 200 pounds. Yeah, this is him. You're bluffing ass. You came out that YouTube federal program, nigga. I knew he did. Knew he did. Because he wound up violating it. He violated the probation in 2023. That's probably when they put him in the program. They just had to roll him out. Oh, no. He almost violated. He should have violated. They didn't violate him. Look. Because he's still going through this shit all the way up until when the case was closed. The case was reopened. The case got closed again in 2023. Which means he probably fucked up in the half. He fucked up somewhere along the line. Look, because he closed it in 2019. Somewhere, look, they only say what happened. Something happened within that time. Let's see if he got a more recent case. 2022. Traffic. 2024. In Baltimore County. No, that's not him. See if he got more recent case. 2018. That's not him either, because he was born in October. That's not him either. Misdemeanor call.
I said, I'm guilty. They don't care what you say. He said, man, he said, you're in Annapolis. What you think? I said, oh, nah, man. Nah. We ain't gonna do this one then, you know. But this was my blessing in disguise, right? The judge that was overseeing my case, he was like a 30-year judge, and he was retiring in like the next like 45 days. My lawyer went to him and said, Mr. Johnson might have got caught, you know, with these drugs, but because he gave me a large amount. You know, it's like a kingpin charge.
Okay, so you got
we seen it. Now we know he bluffing. I mean, I knew he was bluffing from the beginning. But we see the case. You had a misdemeanor drug case, bro. Probably got caught with an ounce that he was using. They charged with distribution. But he probably just got charged with distribution because of it probably was an ounce. Some shit like that. Lying ass nigga. He was a bluffing ass nigga, man.
Because they tell you look forward, like don't be looking at the jewelry and all that. So I'm like, man, it's a lot of white people in here, man. So I called my lawyer, Roland Brown. I'm like, they just said,
straight up, bro.
They don't care what you say.
Be yourself,
he said,
man.
he said, you're in Annapolis. What you think? I said, oh, nah, man. Nah. We ain't gonna do this one then, you know. But this was my blessing in disguise, right? The judge that was overseeing my case, he was like a 30-year judge, and he was retiring in like the next like 45 days. My lawyer went to him and said,
You want to see if that's the truth? Let's see. Let's see if that's the truth, y'all. Fuck it. We picking apart this nigga whole story. See if that judge retired in the next 30 days. Alright. Fuck with the judge. Ball out. So we know he ain't no major kingpin. We figured that out. Who was the judge? Defendant, attorney, state's attorney, probation officer. Fuck is the judge at? No, it's on here. State's attorney. My bad, y'all. The judge? Why I don't show the judge on here? Oh, here you go. Judicial Officer Mark W. Crooks. Anne Arundel County Judge Crooks. Shit. He was appointed and nigga, this nigga was just appointed. He ain't get appointed as motherfucker 2016. Yeah, he lying again, y'all. Ain't this the guy? Then when did Mark Crooks, or am I tripping? You know, I'm trying to remember. But he ain't retire. I know he ain't. I know he ain't retire in 2 years. Is this the name I just said, y'all? Do we gotta go back? All right. This the name I said, right? That nigga ain't retire. He's still on the bench. Mark Crooks. He would be a junior if he had a son. Yeah, he didn't get on the bench till 2016. This nigga just making up shit, man. Yeah, man, that nigga ain't get motherfucking. That nigga ain't get my. That nigga still on the bench, man. Oh shit. That nigga still on the bench. He went up for re-election in 2018. They wasn't retiring. Maybe he was moving up. Because he expressed his concern. This nigga bluffing ass nigga, man.
That Mr. Johnson might have got caught, with these drugs, but because they gave me a large amount. That's like a kingpin charge.
Okay, so you got raided, or what happened?
Raided.
This is when you're working with bricks now,
Right.
Of crack. And what did they find on you?
When they raided my house, they found fentanyl, weed, and cocaine.
Okay.
Right.
And how much? And how many? It was already bagged up.
It was already bagged up.
Judge Mark W. Crooks of Circuit Court has not retired. He remains active. He's presiding associate judge in the county, currently serving as a juvenile coordinating judge. I'm done with this nigga, yo. Yo, do we need to hear any more? I think it's obvious this nigga's creative. Fucking creative for you. Fucking know it. Because of the amount. Nigga, you had a misdemeanor drug case, nigga. Nigga, they not motherfucking. Nigga, they're not gonna refer you to no diversion program, yo, where you got caught with no major drugs, bro. I told you before we even read this, it had to been like an ounce or less. It had to been. Just enough to get charged with distribution, but not enough to really send you over.
Yeah. So my guy had hit me, and we was gonna go up northeast Baltimore. There was a street off of York Road. He had called me. We had already been dibbling dabbling up there. So I'm living in South Baltimore this time, and he's like, "Man, we've been going up there every so often, like a couple times in the past week, just giving out some pills of crack and some boy and girl cracking dope. Just seeing what it's like, right?" And when we got out there. We seen that we had a good reception. Like, okay, we can get some money up here. Like, okay, because he was kind of from up that way, like Old York Road. So the night that I'm bagging up, he hit me. He
You
like,
ain't getting no money down Old York Road, bro. Ain't no fucking way. What year was this?
We're still doing what we're doing this morning, right? He hit me like around 5.
Yeah, for real. Hey, that's what I'm thinking. You heard me. You ain't getting nobody with no motherfucking York Road. Now them young niggas out that bitch running around. And fuck no.
No, it hit me like around 3. I'm like, yeah. My door get kicked in like around 6. So I'm like, yeah. I'm saying I'm putting it together now. So I'm at the table, like like one of them stand-up mirrors, the tall ones. So I got it laying across my coffee table in my living room. You know what I mean?
No.
But I got everything separated, its own spot. I got the weed. I got.
He said, "Oh, York."
The ready. I got the boy. You know what I mean? So
you had fentanyl.
Yeah.
Okay, you were mixing that with the heroin.
Well, there was no heroin at that time.
Okay.
It was just fentanyl.
Okay, so you were actually sold fentanyl. I didn't realize that. Okay, and you were selling it in powder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So fentanyl comes in the powder. Fentanyl is
right, but I mean,
fentanyl used to come in a liquid, nigga. When fentanyl first hit the streets, that shit was liquid. Niggas used to get them bitches in motherfucking the little the shit that the IVs come in, my nigga. You gotta remember that shit was in the hospitals.
I don't think it's sold in powder much anymore.
Yeah.
Still, you think it's still sold mostly in powder?
Yeah. How else do it come? Tell me. Put me.
I mean, it comes. I think it gets pressed into pills in Mexico, and I think the drug busts I see, these big fentanyl busts is mostly pills.
Okay.
That's what I see.
Right.
But what year did you catch this charge?
So we're talking about like 2018.
Okay, that's still pretty early into the
2018.
You're mixing that with the heroin?
Well, there was no heroin at that time.
Okay.
It was just fentanyl.
Okay.
Yo, so do we gotta go back? Do we gotta go back to the record? So he caught a drug case in the city in 2018 too. Cause I thought he caught his case in Annapolis. I mean, we seen he caught his case in Annapolis. Hold up, let's find out. Maybe he caught a case in, maybe he caught a big drug bust in motherfucking Baltimore too. I hate my fucking search engine for my computer. Yeah, my computer search engine suck, yo. Fuck that shit. Pull this shit up my phone.
Okay, so you were actually sold fentanyl. I didn't realize that. Okay, and you were selling it in powder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So fentanyl comes in the powder. Fentanyl is just
right, but I mean, I don't think it's sold in powder much anymore.
Yeah.
Still, you think it's still sold mostly in powder?
Yeah. How else do it come? Tell me. Put me.
I mean, it comes. I think it gets pressed into pills in Mexico, and I think the drug busts I see, these big fentanyl busts is mostly pills.
Okay.
That's what I see.
Right.
But what year did you catch this charge?
So we're talking about like 2018.
Okay, that's still pretty early into the fentanyl phenomena. You know, fentanyl really hit about 2014, 2015 is when Chapo.
So it's still kind of early.
Yeah. So 2018 is still pretty early, and I think that's why you saw a lot of overdoses because it did come in powder,
right.
and coke dealers were putting it in coke and heroin, and people didn't know, and they were dying. You know, right. I knew people in Hollywood, California, white people that were sniffing coke and had fentanyl in it, and they kicked the bucket. So I think what the cartel started doing is pressing that on the Mexico side into pills.
Okay.
So it's colorful. So it's clear. You can't just chop it into white cocaine or heroin powder anymore. Right. It's a way to it's smart. It's a way to like keep so many people from dying.
Right. No, I've actually heard of that too. But yeah, in Baltimore, no, it's all powder.
Even to this day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And at that time, I was just receiving it as powder because there was no more heroin.
So in the city case, that's what he caught the 12 years, all suspended. But man, get this nigga the fuck out of here, man. This nigga the police, man. My phone died, y'all. This nigga the police. So in the same time this shit going on in Arundel County, where he got the diversion program, he had a case in Baltimore City. He got sentenced to 7 years, all suspended, drug program in Annapolis. 12 years, all suspended, with 11 years in whatever man, yeah. Get this nigga the fuck out of here, bro. I'm telling y'all, it's a YouTube fucking federal program, yo. I'm telling y'all, man. He came through the door. That's how he got on these fucking platforms. That's how he got on these platforms. Yo, this nigga wildin', man. Making up all these fucking elaborate ass fucking stories and shit. Like, nigga. Hey, yo. Damn, my fucking phone died if I could actually get to the fucking business. I ain't fucking with this nigga, man. Shit don't add up. That shit do not add up. At all. At all. I never even heard of nothing like that before. So maybe that's what the violation was. But the violation was in Anne Arundel County Court. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. This shit, that shit confusing. You know, cases shouldn't be confusing. Like, you feel me? Like, it shouldn't be hard to understand. Like, fuck, you got so much going on and you don't do a day in prison? A day. You got shit going on in the city you're getting probation for. Shit going on in Annapolis you're getting probation for. And don't do and these both drug charges. And you don't do a day? And they both misdemeanors, too. So, I don't know. That shit don't really add up to me. I don't know, y'all. It don't even make sense. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's a YouTube federal program, y'all. We can't pick our people. They pick them for us. It's like they roll these niggas out. Like, all right, y'all, it's time. You know, Baltimore ain't got no, we don't got no Baltimore spokesman. Let's roll out Carl, y'all. You feel me? Let's give him Carl. And he get on this bitch bluffing. Like he was this fucking big time drug kingpin. That nobody ever nobody knew. It's like he was just a dumbass nigga getting locked up. Like his lawyer told him, you got all these petty ass charges. You know what I mean? 2 grams here, fucking an ounce, 2 ounces of weed there. You know what I mean? That shit added up. I don't know, yo. This nigga wildin'. They probably did, kiddo. They probably did, yo. Niggas don't know him to call him out, bro. Alfonso. Niggas gotta know him to call him out. Nobody knows him. Nobody knows him. One person in the comments said he went to school with him. Say all he did was chase weed and girls. Nobody know these kingpin stories. Man, V, they don't be trying to let us in, bro. They ain't never gonna let us in as long as they keep bringing these niggas on. That's what they do, bro. That's their way of keeping us out. You know what I mean? Because eventually, if they not their own people on, they're gonna get tired. Eventually, people get tired of watching the same people over and over and over again. So every now and then they gotta bring one of these, one of their own, nigga from the federal YouTube program. You feel me? They gotta bring them on and run them through all the platforms and manipulate the numbers and make you think they lit. That's the game, yo. It's a fucked up game, yo, because it's designed. It's designed at keeping us out. That's the game plan. We can't let no organic people through. Hey, hell yeah, Baltimore call. Hey, nigga, fuck out of here. Who the fuck is Cavario, bro? Who is he? I was asking about you earlier. Who? Cause they referenced you hella times on there. Who the fuck is Cavario? Did he even check out? Like, who is this nigga? Oh, so that's why he got on the shirt. Okay, now it makes sense. So Cavario brought you on, gave him a fake story and shit to run with. It makes sense. Yeah, but I gotta get myself together, man. Make sure I hit that like button, man. Salute to everybody. His name Mr. B, man. Salute to Mr. Mean Call, man. Straight up, man. Mr. Mean Call. That seems like he gets all the breaks when it comes down to fucking the criminal justice system. One of them more lucky ass niggas. How the fuck you have a case in the city going on, and then you catch a case in Anne Arundel County, and you get sentenced to the diversion program? So you serving 2 probations. You serving probation for the shit in the city. 3 years. I think that's what it said. 3 years probation. And the only reason I'm saying that's him because it was the same lawyer, Roland Brown. It looked like that may be the lawyer he was using. You had 3 years probation out there. Get caught on Arundel Mills. Annapolis. Catch another case out there. They don't violate the probation. Give you, man. I can't even. You can't even explain that shit. That shit too confusing, yo. I ain't even gonna try, yo. Shit just don't make sense. Shit don't add up. And none of it was no large quantity of drugs, like he fucking said. He probably just one of them bum dumbass niggas that just can't stay out of jail and shit. Keep getting locked up, catching bails and shit. Getting out his own recon. I don't know. We ain't done with his ass. He lucky my phone died. But hungry as shit, yo. They worked the shit out of me today. I didn't get a chance to eat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share it live. Never that gives you news. And I'm out.